for Thought podcast. I'm Kevin Hackett, and this is today's guest. Do you want me to introduce you as Nicholas or Nick?
Nick.
Nick
Yeah,
Figueroa.
Most people call me Nick. So.
Okay. Nick.
Yeah.
This is Nick Figueroa.
What's up, guys?
He's a friend of mine that I met working at the printing factory that I used to work at. It was called Wear Magic. I went there to work as a screen printer like 5 or so years ago, and Nick was already working there. You were working in like the shipping department, right?
No. When like you started, I was working what's it called, like receiving like the shirts on the dryer, like folding them.
Inspector.
Yeah, inspecting.
Yeah.
And then like I think it was like when you left, I got promoted to like shipping.
Yeah, I remember you were like.
I
think you were kind of. Yeah, I remember like coming back to like give them an order for like embroidery or whatever.
Yeah, like you would come through like the garage. And
and
like,
I'd say what's up to everybody.
Yeah,
that was cool. I used to love like going back there and just being like, "What's up, everybody?" Like say hi to Barbara Joe and you and some of the other printers.
Yeah.
But so like we met at Wear Magic, and then we'd like hang out on lunch break and just kind of like got to know each other through that. This was like before you were like kind of working with cameras a little bit, right? Because you were.
I was like. Okay, like when I met you, like it's funny because like I was getting started trying to do it because like I was more into music.
Yeah, but you've done a couple of videos, right?
No.
Like, you had some guitar videos out, I thought.
No, I was starting it, right?
Yeah.
But like, I was shooting them on a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
You were shooting your phone.
Yeah, because like I would see like videos on YouTube, like those guitar playthrough videos.
Yeah.
And like I was wanting to do one of those.
Yeah.
And then like that's when I'm like. Yeah, like when I asked you, I'm like, I want to do those, and then you brought your equipment.
Because I was teaching at Ohio Media School at the time. Yeah. So like I was working there like night shift sometimes, like 3 days a week or something. And you actually, I remember telling you that, and you were kind of interested in going to school there, and you were like asking me about maybe going there, and and I was like trying to tell you not to basically, or like I was like I mean maybe like you should or maybe not, but like instead of spending your money on going there, you could like buy equipment and just learn like. Through YouTube videos, and I'll teach you some stuff. And like you were super interested in like me bringing my camera in, and so I remember bringing it in like for lunch break one time with my lenses.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, damn, this shit's fucking cool. Like,
you
brought that like wide lens, and I was like,
the Tokina 11 to 16,
like testing it out like at
you were so like excited about it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, so like since then you got into, I just, like over the years, we would like talk about cameras and stuff, and you'd have like all these questions about cameras, and now you've like got a ton of really nice equipment, and you've been doing a lot of videos you mostly do music videos, right?
Yeah, video and like photography, but mostly music videos.
That's like probably what, like 80 or 90% of the work you do is music videos?
Yeah. And
then occasionally, I guess you do other kind of videos here and there a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's mostly like rap videos, and like I did like 1 or 2 like rock, like metal, and then let's see what else.
Haven't you done some like promotional stuff?
Oh, I did 1 commercial. Yeah. Like for my friend, like he's got like a live DJ thing. I did that for him. Yeah. But it was like mostly like an edit job, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like I shot the footage and stuff. So like I put in like it was mostly like stock footage. Yeah. And like I put it together and I did like the commercial. Like I thought it turned out really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I send Nick stuff like for editing too occasionally. Like
like these
videos.
Podcasts.
Like this podcast too. Yeah. He's edited a bunch of these episodes and then like some music videos for me. You've done some wedding stuff too, right? Or no?
No. That's just the ones that you like brought to me to edit, you know what
for
I mean?
Weddings?
Yeah. Like that's the only ones I did.
Okay, I was gonna say I feel like you did edit like a little bit of my like wedding.
Yeah, I did 3 of the weddings that you shot. 2 or 3, I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was 3.
Sounds right.
Yeah, one of them. I remember the first one. It was like a young girl and like the older guy.
Oh yeah.
And then the second one. Okay, maybe it was only 2. Then it was like a gay wedding, I think.
Oh yeah, Matt and his fiance. Yeah.
I did that one. And I think that was the last one I did. Yeah, because like that second one was like a shorter one.
Yeah,
so
super short.
Yeah, it didn't take me that long because it was like during the COVID like 19 and stuff.
Yeah, I love how the cat's just chilling with us.
Yeah, he's the star of the show.
Yeah, I know. That's what, if there's anybody here to watch, it's really for the cat than for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. How do you feel so far? You digging the vibe?
Yeah. It's like I've never done this, so like I'm like kind of nervous, you know what I mean? But like I don't know, like I want to talk, whatever.
It's pretty laid back though, like I don't. I mean, I'm sure everybody's podcast is different, but I try to just like make it conversational and just like no pressure.
Yeah, I know. So. But I couldn't be a host at like a podcast.
Yeah. What do you want to tell us about yourself at all? Like any your background or anything like that? Like
let's see. Well, how, like, you want me to start like far back or
wherever you want, man. Whatever you want.
All right, so
talk about.
Let's see. All right, so I was born in Mexico, Mexico City. I came to United States when I was 16. Yeah, around 16.
You lived in Mexico City?
Yeah, that's where I was born. And then I moved to California when I was like 16. That's when I first came here.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I think I went to high school in San Francisco.
Okay.
And then I moved with my uncle. He lived in Nebraska. And then I lived there for like, I think 2 more years. And then that's when I came here.
Okay. Yeah. So how old were you when you were here? Like 18 or so?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, around there, like 18, 20. I can't remember exactly.
How did you get from Mexico to here?
Shit. Let's see. Well, probably not like the legal way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, some people might have issue with that, I guess, but
whatever.
I guess you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Yeah.
But anyway, I came here through, so like there's trains that come here, you know what I mean? Like,
like freight trains.
Yeah. Now I'm not talking about like the trains you ride. I'm talking about like trains that.
Yeah, that move like coal and they have, like, stuff like freights on them.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if you know, but like Mexico and the United States have like a trade thing, like agreement.
International, trains train tracks that go through each country. Yeah.
So like when I first came here, I came here with my dad, and like we both decided like, oh, let's come here, right? So like I didn't want to at first because I was like, I don't know how to speak English that much.
Your mom and dad were living in Mexico at the time?
Well, no, they were like divorced already and stuff. Like my mom's been here like way longer than me.
She was already here?
Yeah, she was already here and I was over there.
With just your dad and you, or?
Yeah, it was just me and my dad. Yeah.
No siblings or anything?
No. My sisters haven't been born yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like born because they were born here.
And your sisters are just from your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your dad I'm just curious, did your dad have more kids too, or?
Yeah, he had one more. Like he actually married to a Japanese girl in California because that's where he lives right now.
Yeah.
And like, so I guess I have another sister.
You just haven't met her, I guess?
No, I haven't met her yet.
How old?
Because like, they got together when I like literally left there and came to Ohio. You know what I mean? So like, I left there and then I came here.
Yeah.
And stuff.
You were in California for what? You said like 2 years or so?
Well, I went to high school there, but my last 2 years is when I moved with my uncle to Nebraska, and then because I was just gonna stay there for a little bit, because like me and my dad got into a fight, and like I was like, fuck you, I'm not gonna stay here with you no more.
Yeah.
And then like it was like money issues, like like, oh, you gotta pay rent and like stuff like that. And like,
were you not working, I guess, probably?
No, I was working, but I was like,
didn't want to pay him.
I was doing like drugs and stuff like that, so I wasn't, and hanging out with the wrong people. You know what I mean? So like I lived there, I went to high school there, and then I went when I moved to Nebraska with my uncle. Like I finished like my last year there, and then that's when I came here to move with my mom and stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just curious, got a little off topic, but you were saying like how you got from Mexico to here.
Oh yeah. So like I me and my dad were like, all right, let's come here and stuff, because like he wanted to come, and I was like, I didn't really want to come, but
why did you guys want to leave, or why did he want to leave Mexico?
Oh, he just wanted to like. So like my dad, he was a punk rocker, so he wanted to like just travel and stuff. So like, and like there was like only 2 ways, come here legally or come here through like legal way. It's like legal way will take years. Yeah. And we don't got that much time. So fuck it, we'll cross. So we pay like a smuggler, I guess you call him. Yeah. And then they'll like pretty much guide you into the country.
How do you find a smuggler? Like, are they easy to find, or like?
Yeah. Well, in Mexico, yeah. Like, let's just say like everybody knows someone that knows somebody. You know what I mean?
So like if you're looking for that, like it's probably not that hard to like talk, look around and get led to that person.
Yeah. It's like it's a big business. You know what I mean? So like you're gonna find somebody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But anyway, so like we came through the train, because that's where like the guy told us like, okay, we're gonna cross the train. Mm-hmm. So we got into the train.
Did you have to hop on like as it was moving type thing?
Nah, this one was like there was like in Mexico there was like a, what do you call it, like a station, I guess? Yeah. Or where they put the cargo in or something like that?
Yeah, like where the train stops regularly. Yeah.
So like we just snuck in there. It was like me, my dad, and like fucking 20 other people.
Was it nighttime?
Like yeah, it was nighttime, yeah. Mm-hmm. So like we got on the train and then we just, we crossed like we just crossed the border like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was a scary experience though, for real.
Really?
Yeah.
What was scary about it?
Well, like since it's like such a long way, like you gotta carry food and
how long of a process is that?
I think for us it was like 2 days.
Okay.
Cause like you gotta get there and then you gotta meet the people, and then sometimes it might even take more than 2 days. You know what I mean? Because of like border patrol people and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's the way. Yeah, that's the way we came in.
I feel like, sorry to interrupt. I feel like this audio level is so low.
Am I talking in here?
You're good. Cool. I feel like, I don't know. Well, I mean, we can always raise it and edit it. Audio is like such a thing that I want to like dial in with this podcast. It'll just take some time, I guess, to like.
Yeah, I want to hear all my stuff I gotta say.
No, definitely. You don't want to hear it. So anyway, so do you remember like how much they had to? I guess did your dad pay the smuggler? Like,
yeah. Cause like I didn't have money and stuff like that, so like we just came.
Do you know how much it cost?
I really don't know. Yeah. Like how much she paid and stuff. But
yeah.
That's probably why we got into a fight once we got here, cause he wanted like money to pay rent and stuff like that. He didn't want to give him rent.
Probably spent a bunch to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys had to sneak into like a train yard where there was like a stopped train and hop into like one of the open freights or whatever.
Yeah. We just like there's like the cargo trains they have like little holes where you can like hide in and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a place I used to go to do like photo shoots. I shot like a music video here once, and me and my friends would just go there and like smoke weed and play music and to have some beers, and the train tracks were like they were really cool. Like you had to hike through the forest for a while. Mm-hmm. My friend just somehow found this place and like brought me to it one time, but like it was really neat. And you'd be hiking through the forest for 15 or 20 minutes or whatever, and then eventually it like opens up and there's like this giant train track up this hill, and you walk up the hill, and then you can walk like on the tracks, and then if you go out, like it was kind of like a bridge at one point. So like where that was, it was like as high as these really tall trees, and you could like sit on the edge, like dangle your legs off and just kind of hang out, and the sun would set like right in front of it. It was a really cool place to hang out. But anyway, like sometimes the trains would pass, and occasionally they would actually like stop like while you're hanging out there. So like we'd like hop on the train sometimes, or like you could run alongside it. And like my friend Wade, I remember he just did a podcast like my last episode, I think, but he would go there with us sometimes, and I just remember like the train moving, and he like was running alongside it and like jumped onto the ladder or whatever. But anyway, like it would stop sometimes, and you could like climb on it, and there would be like those open freights or whatever, which I guess is like what you guys got into, right?
Yeah. It was like one. It's like the you see them like here, like those trains that with the crossing thing or whatever.
Yeah, when you got like stop for traffic and all that.
Yeah, it's like one. It's like one of those and stuff. Yeah.
So there were like 20 people with you guys for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but it was a lot of people and stuff. Yeah. Usually it's like a group of people, and then once you get here, like you just get separated into like a house, and then you kind of wait for things to cool down. You know what I mean? And then you just go where.
So is there like a guide with you the whole time? So like once you get into the States, he's like, all right, like. Now is where we get off, kind of thing.
Yeah. Usually they'll have like a safe house, I guess you can call it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And once you get into a safe house, they'll give you food and just shits for you to. Because usually you'll be like dehydrated, got no food.
Part of what you paid for and stuff, I guess.
I mean, they really don't have to do that for you. Yeah. But if like you get like most smugglers aren't like assholes, or they're not like
they're like decent people.
Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of shitty to say that, but they're not there because they're there to make money. You know what I mean? They're not like there to like hurt you or stuff like that because they're not gonna get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of them are like bad people. You know, like fucking sneak drugs and shit like that. And like, and those are the people you want to avoid. You know what I mean? Like, but the ones we got, well, like say like
they were just helping people get
help people and stuff like that. But like nowadays it's like really hard. Like if like you were to go there and try to come back, like it's almost impossible. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Like it's like if say for instance you still or somebody still lived in Mexico City and they wanted to come here illegally. You're saying it's like way harder to like find like a person to do that, or it's harder because of border patrol, or probably both?
No. To find people it's easy, but to cross is like harder because like now they have like more fencing and more like patrols and police
stepped up the like security or whatever.
And they got drones and shit now in the sky. Like they didn't have that shit like back then. Like now it's like a lot tougher.
So when you were crossing like on the train, did you have to like were you worried somebody was gonna like, you know, if the train stopped at some point, somebody like catch you guys, or like did you have to like hide while you were on the train, like under blankets or anything like that? Or?
Because like me and my dad, we brought like a gallon of water, a bunch, like a couple of them, and like a backpack full of just like the necessities and shit like that. But like you would hide there until like the guy, because you would always have to follow what the guy tells you, like we call them coyotes, coyotes.
Oh, like a coyote?
The smugglers, basically.
Yeah, I've heard that term.
And like everything he says you gotta do. You know what I mean? Like if he tells you,
did that happen a few times? Like was he like, all right, like you guys need to hide? Like were there like times where people were like looking around and inspecting it all?
Yeah. Like. Well, you talking about like the patrol people, or?
Yeah. Like if you were crossing and say the train had to stop. Like I've heard, I think at least that's happened to people sometimes. I actually met this guy one time that was like he was a train hopper. I used to live in this house in North Side, and he would like go over there sometimes, and he was just like a friend of a friend of a friend or something. You know, like I didn't really know him that well, but he told me us stories a few times about his experience like train hopping and meeting these fucking crazy people on trains, you know, or like getting caught, you know, like train hopping, like somebody that works for the train or like the police or whoever, like the train would stop sometimes and he'd get caught and he'd have to fucking run or like get in fights and shit. Like he had some crazy stories.
Damn.
But he did that for a long time. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, like did anything like that happen where you guys like stopped at some point and you were like worried that somebody was gonna find you guys or anything?
Oh yeah. Like always, man. Like you, because you just never know. You know what I mean? Like the train could stop any time and get inspected, because they usually do get inspected anyway, because like they gotta inspect usually for drugs. But like now it's like people now. You know what I mean? Like both drugs and people who want to cross and stuff like that. So like I mean sometimes you'll like hear helicopters when you're in the train, or like what's it called, like well, I don't say cars, because I didn't hear the cars, you know, like
a patrol
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like we did see them, but like it was not like oh shit, they're right there. It
wasn't like super close.
Yeah, like super close. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna catch us and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, well, one thing I did not mention is that the train, that was my second time, because we had to actually tried it.
One and you got
time.
caught?
Yeah, the first time I came here.
That was my next question.
Yeah. The first time I came here, we did get caught.
Really?
And we got deported. Yeah. And then the second time.
So you made it all the way here, and then they deported you, or did you get caught like on the journey?
Yeah, we got caught because the first time we didn't try to go on the train. Yeah. Like we actually said, "Fuck it, we're gonna
like cross
the fucking wall, just fucking jump over the bitch or go under, whatever." You know what I mean? Yeah. So like we went. It was at nighttime, obviously, and they caught us, and I got separated from my dad and the rest of the people we were with.
That was probably scary.
And like I was like 15 at the time.
Yeah.
And actually at that time it was me, my dad, and my uncle.
Okay.
The first time.
Yeah.
And then the second time was just me and my dad.
Okay.
But we got caught. And
how did you get caught? You were it was like you were crossing the fence or whatever, and somebody's like border.
No, we got caught. We were already here.
Okay.
So I don't know if
you'd already made it through.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but like once you come into United States, I think so. Like, there's like the border here, right? Mm-hmm. And then like United States right here, Mexico's on this side. Mm-hmm. When you're in United States and like you're certain miles away from the border, mm-hmm. like they could still like stop you and ask you like for ID or shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, and that works around like all of the U.S. Yeah. Not just like
within a certain distance to the border, though?
Yeah. Like, even if you're in Florida. Yeah. Like, if you're around the edge, like, even if you're in New York or California, like, on the edge, if you're a certain amount of, like, miles away from the border, I guess you can say, then they can, like, legally
ask you for
ID and be like, hey, you're not from here. Yeah. Take your ass out of here.
So is that what happened to you guys?
Well, yeah, on the border. Because, like, obviously in the border, they're definitely more strict there. You know what I mean? I mean, if you go to, like, Florida, that's not going to happen there because it's just, it's not like a hot zone. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, like, it did happen to us there. We were crossing, and, like, I remember we're, like, in these bushes, mm-hmm. and, like, we're, like, the dude's like, okay, count of 3, we're going to run. So we were going to run. Next thing you know, fucking bright lights everywhere and shit, and, yeah, we got caught. The police or the border patrol people got us, and we got separated. I got separated from my dad, and then, since I'm a minor, I didn't, like, it's not like I got like a criminal record or anything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, but my dad, he did.
He had a criminal record?
Well, it's not really a criminal record. It's more like if you get caught and then they deport you, I think you get 3 strikes. So, like, on the second one, then you'll go to jail. Or the third one, you'll go to jail.
That was his first strike?
Yeah. First one. And then I didn't get one because I'm a minor. Yeah. And then the second time, like I said, we got in the train. We made it here.
How long before, like, after getting caught the first time, how long did it take before you guys tried the second time? Was it shortly after that, or was it, like, a year or 2 later?
No, it was a couple months because, like I said, I was, like, 16. Mm-hmm. I was already turning 16 already, I think. Mm-hmm. And then I got here and then 17. So, yeah, around there. It was like a couple months. Probably, I would say like half a year or maybe a year.
Yeah. Okay. So did your dad just like really want to get the fuck out of Mexico or like?
I don't even really know why he wanted to come. Like, I just know that like he just wanted to travel, just go somewhere new. Yeah. And then I didn't really want to go. But then I'm like, I kind of did at the same time because like I'm like, bro, we're going to USA. Like, they got
more opportunity.
They got all the fucking new shit there. Like we got nothing, and like they got like all the future shit. You know what I mean? Like
it's more developed.
Because like you see like on TV and you see how people live there, and you're like, damn, they're living in the future, and we're like fucking in the past and shit. You know what I mean? Like
less developed.
Yeah, and like you always look up to like all these things you see on TV. Like, bro, all the technology comes from there. Yeah. Like all the famous people are living there. Like, bro, we gotta go there. Like all my favorite rock bands are from there and shit. Yeah. Like I said, my dad was like a punk rocker.
Were you super into music at the time?
Yeah. I would always go to like punk shows and shit. Like when I was living in Mexico. Yeah. And then like.
Is there a pretty big punk scene?
Oh yeah, it still is. Yeah. Like a lot. Like.
Did you like living there, in Mexico at all? I mean, I know you said like United States looked more appealing or whatever. Like. Yeah. Now that you're here, I guess like do you feel like that's the case? Like,
now?
Like there's more opportunity here, and you'd rather be here than Mexico, or?
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. There's like, bro, you can do anything here. Like a lot of people probably don't see that, maybe because you get used to being here.
Yeah, and if you're born here, you don't have that perspective of like what it's like to live.
Yeah, what it's like. Place. Yeah. Like but me, I don't even know. People like me or other like Hispanic people that come here, they eventually lose that.
Yeah,
like
you get used
they'll
to
just
it.
Get used to like the comfort of just being here.
Yeah,
and then they'll just settle. Yeah. Like for example, like my mom, everybody, they're like settled, I guess you could say. Yeah. Like they just don't want to do anything more than what they have now. You know what I mean? Like, and like I'm still like have that mentality. Like, bro, I want to do something big.
I mean, it's probably good though to keep that mentality as long as you can.
Oh, bro, I've been
you're out here grinding, man. I know.
I've been grinding and trying to do everything.
Yeah, you gotten into investing as well. So something that we could talk about. I remember talking about investing with you like years ago, and we talked about it on and off like a number of times before you started doing it. But like,
oh yeah, I do remember you telling me that like Wear Magic a little bit. You kind of talked to me a little bit about it.
Yeah, and then we talked about it probably a handful of times like since then. And I was always trying to convince you to do it, and you were like, sounds cool, but like I don't know if I like trust it yet, or like if I understand it well enough or whatever.
No, I think it was more that I just the excuse was like I didn't have money.
Yeah, I guess you weren't financially like at that point.
And that's most people's excuses too. Like I know it because I always ask people now. Like
I've tried to talk a lot of my friends into investing, and like only you and my ex-girlfriend are like the only two people I've ever like really talked
convinced.
Into it. I mean, there's my friend Josh started, and like there's a couple other friends that I've talked to about it, and I feel like with my ex and with you, I feel like I don't know. I like to kind of give myself credit for like being more influential in like getting you guys to start investing. But like with some of my other friends, like I would talk to them about investing a lot, but they kind of like, I mean, I think it still was like influential, but not as like they just kind of did it like eventually on their own or whatever, which anyway, like I remember you talking about like, you know, like I think because you didn't have your citizenship status for a while, right?
And then I didn't have it for a while, but then around that time I got it, like so like now I'm legal here. So like,
was that recently?
No, it's been a couple years now.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
Because I remember talking to you at one point, and you were like, if I remember correctly, I think you were like curious about, you know, if you started investing and something happened with your citizenship. Maybe it might have even had to do with like, you know, during the Trump administration, I think you were concerned about like people getting deported or something like that. I don't really remember the conversation that well, but I just vaguely remember talking to you about like you'd expressed some concern about being like if you had started investing and then you ended up going back to Mexico for some reason, like getting deported or something. I think you were like, you were asking me like, am I going to get screwed out of like, if I put a bunch of money into this and then say something like that happens, like what'll happen to my money? I think
I did, because that is a concern, you know what I mean? Like, if you put in all this money and shit and fucking, you know, you get deported, like, there's no way I'm going to get that money. I
guess you could still, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can invest in Vanguard all over the world, though, I think. Like, you don't have to be in the United States to invest with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably an international investment company.
Because they did ask for my Social Security, and at the time I didn't have that, so, like.
Yeah, but you were still able to set it up, right?
Well,
like without
I mean, I had it when I set it up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I've been legal now for a couple of years now.
Okay.
Like at the time when I met you, so like I'd already been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff, because like I was going through the process and stuff.
Yeah.
But I have gone through the process like way before I met you, and like that shit took fucking years. You know what I mean? Like even since I got here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You were legal when we met at Wear Magic?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, I was going through the process,
yeah.
But technically I was legal here to be here for like 2 years.
Okay.
Like I got this like.
It's like a temporary visa.
Yeah, like a temporary. So yeah, I wasn't.
Is that called
like
a visa?
100%, huh?
Is that like a visa? Is that what they call those?
Yeah, it's like a work visa, I guess you call it, and stuff like. But it's not like, it's only temporarily, and if you apply for it again, there's no guarantee you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? So when I met you, I had that.
Okay. And then it was just a matter of time, like.
Yeah, before I got my green card. Yeah. Then I got my green card, and then now I'm good for.
Is the green card is like your citizenship?
No, that's a residentship. So like you get that for like 10 years. Then after, so you can have it for 10 years, and then 4 years of having it, you can apply for a citizenship.
Okay.
Which I actually just got I think it was like a couple of weeks ago.
What, the citizenship?
No, I got a letter in the mail saying that like I can apply for it.
Okay.
So like I'm probably gonna do it soon. But
so you had your green card for the 4-year time frame that you need to before you can apply.
Yeah, before I can apply.
And then you just got something in the mail about getting the citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So once I get that, like, there's no deporting me no more.
Could you still be?
Nah.
I was gonna say we probably shouldn't be talking about this if that's the case.
No, because
like somebody watches this and fucking like reports you or something.
No, because I'm allowed to be here. You know what I mean? Like, the only way I can get deported now is if I'm like a criminal.
Yeah.
But first I'll probably go to jail and shit, and then I'll fucking get deported.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not everybody gets lucky like me. You know what I mean? So like it's shitty, but well.
So do you want to talk at all? I mean, it's just like I don't know, just kind of jumping topics, but like.
That's cool, man. I'll talk about whatever.
Yeah, I know you had like, when I met you, you were kind of like struggling with like a drug addiction, right?
Oh yeah.
Is that you cool talking about that?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
It's kind of interesting, and you know.
Yeah. What do you want to know? How many times I almost died?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what do you want to talk about with that? You know, like I'm curious. I mean, I have a lot of friends who've had drug addictions, or you know, I've lost friends from drug addictions and stuff like that too. So like. It's definitely, kind of something I'm not like completely unfamiliar with. But
yeah, no, it's terrible. It's definitely terrible.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember like, you were pretty like hard hit by that, I guess, for a while, and then you got past it, and like it seems like ever since you like overcame that, your life has improved like tremendously.
Yeah, a lot. But I've been clean now for, I'll say like 3 years now, maybe. 3 years now, not that long. Like probably shortly after I left Wear Magic and all that. You know what I mean? Like maybe a little bit after that, but not that long. But I've been clean for, I'd say like a good amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 3 years is a long time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, but considering like being like fucking like on drugs for like what more than 10 years, it's like damn, that's still a lot of time lost.
Oh, definitely. Do you feel like that time in your life, that 10-year period, was like a blur at all, or like do you feel like you just weren't even really living your life, kind of thing?
Yeah, because like when I first started like using drugs, I was like living in Mexico, like when I first tried doing it and stuff, and then once I got to United States, I was like it got worse.
Really?
Like, it got way worse. You know what I mean? Because like everybody's doing them, and you hang out with the wrong people.
It's worse here than in Mexico?
What, the drug use? Yeah.
Really?
yeah, like a lot. I don't know.
It could also
maybe it's just what I see, but it might not.
Say, I mean, you might be right, but it also could have to do with like your age and your circle of people and the area and stuff like that. But because I've heard like Mexico can be really bad with like the cartel and the drug trade and stuff. But I mean, obviously like, well, Ohio in general too is like one of, if not the worst state in the country for like the opioid.
Oh yeah, for heroin. Yeah. They even made like a documentary like on Middletown. On
I think there's
opiates.
Like Dayton, and there's like other like a lot of places in Ohio in particular are like horribly hit by heroin and opioids and stuff. So yeah, it's crazy that like out of the whole country, this is like Ohio, I think is I'm pretty sure it's like, isn't it like the worst place in the country or something like that?
Honestly, I don't really know if that's true, but I know it's pretty bad. Like if I seen it on TV and shit, it must be bad.
It's one of them for sure. It might even be like number one, or at least parts of the state. But yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if it's getting better or not, because like I don't keep up with that since I've been clean out. So it's like I don't really know, because I'm just focusing on myself. So it's like, But I'm pretty sure it's still probably the same, if not worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope it's getting better. But yeah, I'm the same way. I don't really like keep up with it a lot, but I know a lot of people around here, like people I went to high school with, or just friends of friends, or whatever, acquaintances and stuff that have problems with that or had problems with that. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's a fucking horrible thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I overcame it, so yeah. I mean, bro, if I could do it, like I don't know, I feel like anybody could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was it
like it was. What are you saying? It was hard?
I was gonna ask, like, how difficult was it for you to like really kick it? Because I know like sometimes people, they'll try and then they like relapse, or they like, just have a hard time getting past it. Did you have times where like you were unable to overcome it and you had like try again?
Oh yeah. Like, so I had 4 drug overdoses, like on heroin. Like the first time I had one, like I think it was like in Hamilton, and then I thought I was gonna learn my lesson, and then I didn't.
That was your first time?
Yeah, first time. And then the second time was in Westchester, and then the third time was at my house. Mm-hmm. And actually, I have a crazy story about that. I don't know if I told you, but that day I had overdosed. I was at home alone, and I had bought some heroin and stuff, and my sisters were still in high school, right? Mm-hmm. So I was home, and I got high and stuff, and I overdosed, right? And next thing you know, I wake up and I'm in the back of an ambulance. So like at this time it was like around 12 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Like noon.
Yeah. Like, and then my sister came home from school early that day, and for a miracle of God, I don't know why, if she didn't come home early, I probably wouldn't be here, because she came home early and called the ambulance, police, and because I could have been from 12 to like, because they get home like around 3:30 around there. Yeah, so usually. I would have been dead already if she wanted.
Why'd she come home early? Do you know? Just like random.
Well, the fucked up thing is I don't know why she came home early that day because we're not on good terms right now. So
like at this point in your life or then?
No, now. Like we haven't been good terms since then.
Oh,
so like
since that?
Yeah. Okay.
So
like cuz she got traumatized about it and like basically dying. But like I said, if it wasn't for her, like she like literally saved my life.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? Like maybe God knew like, oh man, I'm gonna send this bitch home because her brother is passing out or dying. Yeah. Shit, you know what I mean?
Maybe. That's that. What a coincidence. You know?
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
Like divine timing type of thing. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if like say if it was like God or maybe it's not my time to fucking go.
Well, apparently not. You know
what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really.
And then I think it was like the time before that, I was in Hamilton with my friends, and we were driving, and this is crazy too. So my friend, he just like, can I drive your car? Right? I was like, fuck, go ahead, because I was gonna drive it, right? And
were you like high at the time?
Yeah. They didn't know that. They didn't know that because I always kept this shit to myself. Like nobody knew I was on drugs till like fucking 10 years later. You know what I mean? So like, they didn't know that. I told him, it's cool, you can drive my car. And then next thing you know, I overdosed in the passenger seat of my own car. And then I guess they drive really, really fast to my other friend's, because he's in the back seat, his mom's house. Yeah. And then they do like CPR me, and then I'm up to the hospital. Yeah. So if it wasn't for them, I'd be dead that time too.
Wow. So do you feel like you weren't like trying to overdose, right? You just had taken too much?
Yeah, I'd taken there was only one time I tried to do it on purpose where I'm like, fuck it, I just want to kill myself and shit. And then that time I still didn't die, you know. So and then that was the last time. Yeah. I was like, fuck.
That was the fourth time?
Yeah, like the last time when I was like, bro, I need it. Like,
that was when you were working at Wear Magic, right?
No. After that, just a little bit after that. Like all that stuff happened just a little bit after Wear Magic and stuff, and before too. Yeah. Because I was like really bad during Wear Magic.
I remember hearing about. I think I'd quit like around this time that this happened or whatever. But I remember hearing about you, or maybe I was still there. I kind of forget, but you had like gone to the hospital or something.
Oh yeah. I went to the police. The court said to me like, if you go to jail or you go to the mental hospital. I was like, oh fuck, God, take me to the mental hospital. I don't want to go to jail. Yeah. So like, they let me go that day, and I was like, you were
just there for a day. Huh? Who let you go that day?
Like the judge. The judge is like, you can go. I was like, oh fuck, all right, I can go. But she told me that the next morning I had to go to the mental hospital and like check myself in. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, so I'm technically not free. So I went to the mental hospital and I was there for like a month. Oh really? Like it was like Beckett Springs. I don't know if you know.
I've heard of
Springs.
It.
Yeah, it's in like Westchester.
Yeah.
It's like kind of over about where I work right now. Not too far from there. So I was there for like a month and did rehab and all that. And
while you were in the mental hospital, you did rehab, or was that like?
Yeah, it was like together. Sort of, they had like two sections, one for like mental issues and one for like drug addiction. But they put me into like the mental side. But they still kind of did the addiction thing or whatever they were trying to do there.
What was that experience like?
I mean, I don't know because I've never been to jail, so I don't know if it was like jail, but like obviously you can't go outside. Yeah. You can't have like shoelaces on your fucking shoes. You gotta like share a room with some other crazy motherfucker and like.
Yeah, I've heard that like, you know, people in the like if you go to a mental hospital, you gotta like meet a bunch of other people that have to go to the mental hospital. Yeah, so it's like.
No, I met like some crazy people there.
Yeah,
bro.
Some people can be really. Yeah. Probably shocking to deal with.
Bro, there was this fucking lady there, right? That was like. At first, when you talked to her, she like seemed like she was normal and shit, right? But you kept talking to her a little bit more, and like you realized that she was fucking crazy. Yeah. And like, this one day, I was like sitting there, and there was like a fucking like a chalkboard, not chalkboard, like a marker board. Bro, she'd be fucking writing like math equations and fucking, and she said she worked for NASA, and that they got like secret shit doing in there, and like fucking just crazy shit, bro. Like it made you think like, bro, like she might be telling the truth.
What is this lady seeing? Yeah.
Yeah, cause like she would write down like fucking like trigonometry shit on the fucking
some crazy
like and then like I would look at it and I'm not good at math, but it looked pretty
legit.
good to me.
It looked legit to me. Just gibberish, but it also could be like a real thing.
Yeah, nah, she had the fucking equal sign, the plus sign, the X and Y and shit. And I'm like, like real complicated shit. Yeah. And like the whole board, like it was as big as that. Like that right there. And like she would fucking just write it there.
It's like reminds me of like a movie. Some mad mathematicians doing some crazy.
No, and she said that like, bro, they got some secret shit in the government they're doing, and I'm like, oh, bro, I don't want to hear this shit. Like, what the fuck?
Do you remember any of that she was talking about?
Well, first she said like in NASA they were doing like experiments. She was saying something about like
aliens and shit.
Huh?
Like aliens. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, she didn't go that far. No, she was saying like some shit that you would think like, oh, this shit might be true. Who knows? Yeah. But like one thing she was saying, she was like, oh, they like she said like the moon landing wasn't true and shit. They said that they staged that.
Yeah, that's a very popular conspiracy theory.
Yeah, she was saying that, and she was like explaining why. And
yeah, I've seen a bunch of content about that. Like it's all if you look for it, you can find a lot of like stuff that tries to prove that it's fake on YouTube or whatever. It's actually pretty convincing that it might have been fake. I mean, I believe it was real. Well,
she thought it was fake and shit.
There's some convincing arguments.
She said like she's like the reason they did it was because they wanted to bankrupt the USSR.
Yeah, because they were competing with the Soviets to get to the moon first, and there was like part of that theory is that like the Soviets were going to beat the U.S. and the U.S. is really good at cinema. You know, we're like the best country in the world when it came to like movies and stuff. Yeah, so there was like a theory that since we were going to lose, we just faked it to make it look like we beat them there for like propaganda. And there's also like there's a picture in some like newspaper or something that's supposedly like was supposed to be an astronaut in space on the moon or whatever, but like years later when like that conspiracy theory got more developed, they found out like that he was wearing like harnesses like to make it look like it was anti-gravity, but it was in like a studio and you could see like the reflection on his mask. Then I think NASA or something explained that like that picture was actually fake, but the landing was real. And then there's this whole argument about that in specific where they're like, maybe that's bullshit, and they're just saying that was fake, but the landing's real when the whole thing was fake. But who knows?
I honestly, I don't know, but she sounded very fucking convincing at the time. Yeah. And I was detoxing, so I'm like, my brain was
You're just like...
Yeah. Yeah, like, so I met a lot of crazy people there, and then, I mean, I did meet some cool people, too. Like, I even got their, like, Facebook and shit like that.
Yeah, you, like, still kind of keep in touch
we, like, kept in contact and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I met some girls there, too.
Nice.
Like, you crazy bitches. But, like, I don't care. I'm crazy, too. So.
Yeah. Do you keep in touch with them, too? Or?
I haven't in a while, but, like, sometimes I see, like, their posts and stuff like that, and all of them got, like, mental issues, too, kind of like me. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if I have mental issues, but... I think they said I did.
Everybody's got some sort of something to deal with, for sure.
I don't think I'm like crazy, but like they said I had like a mental thing, and I was like, that's not true. So they try to give me medication. I'm like, fuck, I ain't taking medication because I don't need it. It made it worse, but I'm like, I'm starting to see shit.
I've had like people suggest for myself to take like medication and stuff before, and I've always been like, nah, I'm
against it and stuff.
Yeah, like I even when I was a little kid, like I remember we went to like a family counseling thing, like my parents and my sister and me, and they told me that I had like ADHD or ADD or something, and like they gave
that's when you're like super energetic and stuff.
Yeah, and you can't focus. You're like all over the place, just super unfocused and hyperactive. ADD is like attention deficit disorder, and then ADHD is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So I think if you have ADD, it means that you can't really focus very well. If you have ADHD, it means I might be wrong, but I think it means that you can't focus and you're hyper as fuck. So I think they told me I had like one of those two things, and they like prescribed me this drug called like Strattera. Mm-hmm. And like I don't know, I kind of had like a little bit of a drug problem too, like not like that bad, but I don't think I ever took the drug, but I maybe took it once. I don't even think I did. I think I only once took it, and I fucking snorted it, which is terrible. And I was young too, which makes it even worse. But just to give you a little insight into like.
And you tell all the people.
I mean, whatever. It's part of my life, I'm not like. Like, I don't recommend it. I'm just saying I had, that's kind of where I was at in life at the time. Probably partially too because I watched like a lot of Jackass growing up, you know, and they would do stupid shit and like, you know.
Wait, they do drugs in there?
No, but they just, I don't know, fucking snort like some peppers or some shit, you know what I mean? Just do
some, yeah, like dumb
Steve-O
shit like
doing
that.
some dumb shit. Yeah, me and my
Yeah.
friend Nick, we used to do stupid shit like that, like with salt or like pixie dust, like those pixie candies.
Dust?
Yeah, just fucking like, which, I don't know, is very troubling. Like if I had a kid doing that shit, I'd be like, what the fuck? That's not good, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't always in a good place, like as a kid, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, that was like the only.
We all got our like things, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
But I just don't think that would be a reason to say that. Oh, you're diagnosed with the mental.
I mean, I never. That was like the only time I took that prescription, you know, and then it just sat in the medicine cabinet and I never took it, and then I just like eventually threw it away. And I've never been prescribed anything like since then. I just was like, whatever.
See, bro, I think that this is just me. I don't know. I'm not trying to say like people don't have mental issues because obviously there's people that do, but like I still think that like fucking the like these doctors and shit, like I just think they're just trying to fucking sell as much as they can, bro.
I agree.
Like I've been to so many of them, and they're trying to push me to take medications and shit.
There's definitely. I mean, there's like a nuance to it where it's not like just black and white. Like I think some doctors they're not just trying to make a buck or whatever, but there's like proven incentives for doctors to. Yeah. And then there's like, you know, the whole pharmaceutical industry is like really big, and they have a lot of money like that they funnel into the government and like laws that get passed, or like, you know, they call them lobbyists where you know, pharmaceutical companies will lobby politicians, and then they try to get, you know, laws passed that'll like benefit the pharmaceutical companies, and they might buy like other smaller companies. I don't know, there's just so much fucking to all that, but yeah, no, I totally agree, man. I think, I mean, I'm not saying that nobody should ever take prescription pills. I think probably in some cases that like that's useful and helpful. I mean, like when I had shoulder surgery, when I got hurt, like they gave me Percocet for that, and like I don't regret taking that because I was in so much pain. Like it was awful, and
I regret taking that.
I mean, like I don't know. I mean, I don't. If I hadn't done that, dude, my shoulder was dislocated for 2 weeks straight, sticking into my muscle. Like my bone was piercing my muscle for 2 weeks. Yeah. And I had to sleep with it and live with that for 2 weeks straight. And so, I mean, the fucking pain pills like made me feel so much better. I mean, it was like shitty to be on pills. Like I was like, fuck, I don't want to be on pills. But like the alternative was to just be in like a huge amount of discomfort and pain. So like I just was like, you know, I knew to myself like, this is temporary. I'm not going to I'm going to take as little as I have to get through this, but I'm still going to like take it because it's fucking helping with the pain. And then after surgery, like, you know, they renewed my prescription. So like I took pain pills post surgery, but like, I think it was the first day or the first night after surgery. Like I didn't take pills before I went to bed, which you were supposed to take them like 3 times a day, like every 8 hours or 6 hours or something like that. You're supposed to take 1 or 2, I think. And like before I went to bed that night, I had taken some like hours before that. So I was like, I'm probably good. And I didn't take any pills before bed, and I woke up and I've never been in that much pain in my life. Like I was in excruciating pain, and like, you know, I got up eventually. It's like hard to even get out of bed because you don't even notice it when you're not hurt, but like just to get like to sit up and like do little micro movements, like you use all these muscles that you don't think about. So anyway, like I got up and I went to that spare bathroom on the 2nd floor, and I just fucking I think I puked, and then like fucking sat down on like the tile, and just like I was just in excruciating pain, and like my ex-girlfriend was helping me at the time, so she like brought me like some pills and shit, and like I took those, and once it started to kick in, like the pain subsided. And like had I not been taking pain pills for that, like I don't know, like I'm sure I could have got through it, but like it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, it would have been real fucking shitty.
Yeah, and then just like as it started to fucking heal, I knew like, okay, like it doesn't hurt as bad, it's not as uncomfortable, like started to wean myself off of it. Like I went from 2 pills to 1, or I might not take as many throughout the day, and then I started cutting them in half, and like eventually just like getting it to a point where I didn't need them anymore, and I would just take like the smallest amount possible, and then eventually I was just like taking Tylenol or whatever,
Yeah, like like something that's a little less stronger and stuff.
Yeah, but that's really the only other. I mean, when I was in high school, I like experimented with drugs and stuff. So I'd like taken some pills like here and there, but like I never really got that bad with it. Like I had like a period in my life like where I'd done drugs like here and there, and I had a lot of friends who were like into that shit, or like they were starting to experiment with it, so we all kind of were like experimenting. And then there were certain people who were like way worse than others. Like I was never really that bad. I mean I had some like bad moments. I don't like, not like proud of it, like kind of regret it, but like but yeah, I knew some people who were like fucking horrible, like they taking like 16 Xanax or something crazy, what I mean? Damn. Like some crazy shit, like just taking like like tons of fucking pills, and just so drugs suck, man.
Yeah, they do, man.
Ruin people's lives.
Yeah. I mean, I still take medicine right now. Like I only take one, but that's for me to like stop having cravings, and that's the only thing that's I would maybe go as far as to say like that's the thing that's actually helped me stay clean. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I've heard about that. Yeah, because I mean, well, especially like something like heroin. Like I mean, every drug's a little different, and with heroin, it's like there's like you build like a fucking chemical dependency, or whatever.
Oh yeah, when you don't have it, you get sick as a motherfucker.
Like the withdrawals, you'll get physically sick. Whereas it's not like the same as some other drugs where it's not as hard to quit. But yeah, I know like as you know, like with heroin, like that's a real difficult thing to probably deal with. Yeah. So I think for something like that, getting something to help with that is probably like one of those examples of like a prescription that's probably not bullshit, or not that I don't know. I think I don't know. Like there's times where I've gone to therapy or whatever, and they'll ask me like if I've thought about like would I want to be medicated or anything, and I always just tell them like no, like I'd like to
stay away from that shit.
Yeah, I was like I'd rather just like I know I got like some shit I need to work out like mentally or whatever. Yeah. But like
I'd rather So don't we all?
Yeah. It's like I'd rather just, unless I really need it, like for some reason, because I think there are cases where like people maybe don't need it, quote unquote, but like it's gonna help you, especially if you don't get like reliant on it forever. Because even with like people get prescribed pills for like depression or anxiety, like that's not supposed to be like forever. Like you're like when you get prescribed stuff like that, you're supposed to be on it for like a period of time until you feel better, and then you stop taking it. But some people just keep taking it for like forever, and then they build a tolerance to it, and then they keep taking more to like because they don't feel it anymore or whatever. But like anyway, I've had people like some therapists and stuff like ask me if like they weren't trying to pressure me into it, but they just asked me like if I wanted to or whatever, and I was just like no, like I'd rather fucking try to just work my shit out, like naturally. Yeah,
just that's the best way. You know what I mean? But some people can't handle it.
Yeah, and I feel like it has to do with like your, like if something's wrong, a lot of times it's like a pill is not always the fix. Sometimes it's like your lifestyle or the people you deal with or your perspective on life or whatever. Like the things that you're doing day to day, like have a lot to do with your mental health. So anyway, end rant.
I get it, man.
Yeah,
bro. Now all your viewers are gonna
judge me.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say now your viewers are gonna think like, man, you brought a fucking druggie in your podcast, illegal and a fucking.
Yeah, so tell me about some more.
We don't need any more of them in my country.
Fuck them. Whatever.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't really. Like, before, like, I didn't really talk about it, you know what I mean? But now it's like, I don't even care. Like, I want people to know because, like, maybe I could reach somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
and
honestly,
it could help them out.
You're like you're a good dude. You, like, are supporting yourself, like,
you're trying.
entrepreneurial, you're pursuing, camera work, and you're investing in yourself. You started investing in the market, like, like and it's like people deserve like a chance to, you know what I mean? Like you said, when you were like a drug addict or whatever, it's like maybe then you weren't as like good, I guess, like I'm sure you were, but I'm saying like just the shit that you were caught up in.
Yeah, bad decisions and bad.
Yeah, like it's easier to judge someone like, oh, they're a drug addict or whatever, but it's like, I don't know, people don't start off that way. It's like, go through shit. Sometimes you fucking handle it in a way that's not healthy for you or for others around you. But like, I mean, like you said, look at you now, like 3 years later, like you're sober for 3 years and you're like building a business basically.
Yeah, making money and trying to, better and shit. Like the only thing that sucks, like I feel like, and it gets to me, it's like all that time lost. Like that's the only thing right now that like it sometimes gets to me. I'll be thinking like, bro, that's fucking 10, probably even more than 10 years of life just wasted. I'm like, God damn it,
I mean, I wouldn't. I'm sure that like it's hard not to look at it like that sometimes, but at the same time, I wouldn't see it as like a complete waste, because it's like what makes you who you are today. And like,
that is true for sure. Yeah,
like I mean, there's things in my past where I'm like, fuck, like. I used to smoke weed every day for years, and like I know it's not as serious as like heroin or whatever, but still, it's like, damn, like dude, I was like getting high every day for like it's crazy when I think about it, and or just like being in relationships with people where it's not like the best for you or for them and whatever, and then it's like all this time goes by, and it's just like, wow, like I can't believe all that time has passed, and now I'm like way older, and I mean it's hard to, I mean, even for me, like it's hard, like right now, like it's kind of hard to come to terms with that. Like I just got out of a 5-year relationship, and it's like, damn, like we had
gets to you know what I mean?
Yeah, we had like problems throughout that whole relationship, but there was also a lot of good times. So it's not like I don't look back on the relationship and just think of it as like sometimes I think I might be a little harder on myself or have a hard time dealing with like the thought of it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I don't regret the whole relationship at all. Like there was so many good times and like things that like I learned from that about myself or about other people and relationships and things like that. So I'm sure like the same could be said for like that period of time in your life where you gain experience and like wisdom from that, which makes you like a better person today.
Yeah, I do look at it that way sometimes, but then there's always that 10 years. Like
for sure. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that.
I mean, it's getting better though. Like now it's like I'm just like fucking focused on like I got my eyes on the fucking prize. You know what I mean? Like like that's where like my mentality is at. You know what I mean?
Because it's like at the end of the day, like you can't go back in time and change that. So it's like you have to just accept it and move on and focus on like what you can do today or now. So I totally.
Yeah, I think that like one thing that like may help other people, like it helped me is like one of the main things is like your surroundings, like the people you hang out with, like that helped me a lot, like hang out with like the wrong crowd and shit, and like now I'm hanging out with like, well, no one really, but like you know what I mean, like hanging out with like just different people than you're normally used to hanging out with. You know what I mean? Like like the saying goes, you hang out with the dumb motherfucker, you're gonna be the dumb motherfucker. If you hang out with the millionaire, you're gonna be the next one. You know what I mean? So like I kind of look at it that way now. It's like I only like surround myself around people like you. You know what I mean? And shit, like it's people who have fucking goals and want to do shit.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like
trying to take care of themselves and do well in life and be a good person. I mean, definitely. No, and I think too, also like to an extent, it's like you can still like associate with some people that aren't necessarily like on the same level as far as goals and money and stuff goes, but it's like and it doesn't necessarily make you like worse, like say you're doing well financially or vice versa, like you don't necessarily become that, but it's like it's an influence in your life regardless, so it's like I have some friends who like don't make, I'm not claiming like I make a crazy amount of money, but like I have friends who make less than me, but like also I feel like they have other, like I might have my financial situation more figured out than theirs, but like they have put more effort and time into like relationships or hobbies than I have, where I'm like, okay, like being around that person, it's kind of like opened my eyes to like other things in life that are important, you know, not that I didn't already realize that those things are important, but just like it sort of reinforces that.
Yeah, it clicks a little better, like, oh shit, okay, I see now.
Yeah, there was like when I was like getting out of college, like I was still like associating with like friends of mine that were like doing drugs a lot. Like my old roommate, like when I moved back to Cincinnati after going to college in Florida, he was doing a lot of drugs, and I had gotten to a point in my life where like a former friend of mine from grade school that I knew like my whole life basically, he like ruined his life with drugs, and like I mean he's passed away now, but like he like I like there's his, you know, and he's just one person. Like I know a bunch of other people who've had like trouble with that, and so I got to a point in my life where I was just like it just reminded me of what you just said about like the people you hang out with. Like I had like this sort of like realization about like the past, you know, however many years of my own life, and I was like, damn, I've been hanging out with a bunch of people that do this kind of shit, and they're not like bad people necessarily in every way, but like I wanted to distance myself from drugs basically, and people who were doing drugs or like peer pressuring or whatever, just that whole influence. So I went through a point in time where I just fucking cut like everybody off pretty much. You know, like people I used to hang out with all the time on a regular basis and for years, and like people probably thought I changed or whatever, but, and I guess I did, but like I started to take better care of myself, like.
Yeah, and then they'll see that, you know what I mean? Like they'll see that, they might see that. Some of them might see that and be like, then you might inspire them to like, shit, fucking Kevin's doing that shit. I'm gonna try to do that. So. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think some people too, like, just.
Some you might not even know you inspire them. Yeah. And it just, you know, like it sucks that you don't know that you did it, but maybe you already did and you don't even know. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
That could happen.
No, absolutely. I think that does happen sometimes, and you know, there's also like the opposite of that, where like some people are like kind of negative about it, like, oh, like you're not the same or whatever. But that's just kind of life, you know. Like it kind of comes with the territory, I guess, of like changing your routine or you know, your circle and stuff like that. But
yeah, I get you, bro, for sure.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, man, about the whole podcast so far? You enjoying it?
Yeah, for sure, man. I like it.
Cool.
I like it. Telling people my story and stuff, you know, like, you know, the drugs and me coming here and trying to better myself now, you know, now that I'm trying to better myself, so.
Yeah, I appreciate you, like, being willing to talk about stuff like that.
Hopefully it might get through somebody, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you never know. Somebody might watch it and be like, oh, shit, bro, I can relate to that.
Yeah, definitely.
I might, you know, get some points out of that. And,
absolutely. I like talking about stuff like this sometimes because it's like, I don't know, it's a real thing that people deal with, and, like, sometimes...
Like real life shit, for real, yeah.
People don't want to always...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I'll do some podcasts where we just fuck around or whatever, and those are fun, too. But it's like, it's nice to have conversations about shit in life that isn't all like fun and games or like fucking printing related or whatever, you know.
Even your kitty liked it. Like,
yeah, dude, she was digging
listening to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like I said, next time we can like do like another podcast. You want, like, we don't gotta be like this serious maybe, or talk about like other shit, you know.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like Pokemon cards. Or fucking,
yeah, dude. Sorry if I
you know what I mean?
Focused on some fucking.
No, it's good. It's good. Like, you know, it's not gonna be your last podcast. I mean, I hope it's not.
No, definitely not, dude. I definitely want to do more.
Cause I got like a lot of other shit I could talk about.
Dude, I always like. We've been saying this for a long time too. That like when we would talk on the phone and stuff, we would have like these like pretty awesome conversations. So I've been like looking forward to podcasting with you for a while, and
I was kind of nervous and stuff, like like when we first started, I was like, damn, kind of nervous and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna say,
you said
bro?
That too,
like I was kind of nervous, but now I'm like a little bit more like, okay, I'm a little
it's
calm,
not so bad, right?
You know what
like,
I mean? Yeah.
Most people, when I do this with them, like especially the first time, there's been a couple people I've done like 2, I think, or maybe even I think Josh has done 3 with
me.
Yeah,
your friend Josh. Because I did the edit, the 2 of them. So like I already know.
Yeah, he did 2 back to back, like my first and second episode, and then he did the first episode of like the new room that we're shooting in now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's some people that I've done podcasts with that I definitely will be doing with like over and over again, as long as they're down and like we keep wanting to do it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. Yeah, next time like we talk about we switch
for sure
like the subjects
some
and
samurai
stuff.
Swords and
shit. Fucking anything, bro. Like I'll talk about everything. You know what I mean?
I don't know why. Like I guess
I know some people get like sensitive about certain subjects.
Yeah, like, I just felt like I don't know. That's like that. Like your story with like immigrating or whatever, I think is really interesting, and I've never really heard it to that extent. So I was just kind of like once you started telling me about it, I was just like, oh, that's really
I mean, I didn't go like into like details of, like really deep and stuff, but like I mean. I don't know, like, if your listeners would, like, relate, because I don't know if you got, like,
they don't
Mexicans
have to
that relate, you know what I mean? But, like,
I mean, even if you don't relate, I think it's still an interesting topic,
Yeah.
It's like
that's
pretty, gets your unique life experience, and that's one of the things I like about podcasting, is just, like, everybody's got, like, a story to tell and something unique about themselves. So it's, like, I don't know, I just look forward to, like, hearing people's lives or perspectives and learning about that.
Yeah. Well, hey, now you know mine, or a little bit, a little part of it. And stuff, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're like,
how long have we going? Damn, how long have we been doing this? Like 4 hours?
This is like an hour, 10 minutes almost. So it's probably a good time to wrap, because I'm trying to keep them all like shorter, an hour long. Yeah, I know. I've done like 1 or 2 that were a couple
like
hours.
4 or 5.
I did one that was like 3 hours at least or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've noticed other podcasts are just sticking to like an hour per episode. Almost exactly, give or take. So I think that's what I'm going to start doing. It's just like every episode is roughly like an hour long. Unless there's like some reason to go for like 2, but...
Yeah, if like it gets like super interesting or something like that. Like if you're like, oh shit, this is some interesting shit.
Not that yours isn't interesting. I just think like...
Nah, bro, mine was shitty.
Nah, dude, this is good. This is awesome. I think like just I don't know, in some cases that may happen that they end up going for like 2 or who knows, maybe even 3 hours. We'll see. I'm not a huge fan of going that long anyway, honestly. Like it's a long time.
But I had like an idea, like what you could do. Like this is just an idea. I don't know if it would work, but like maybe like fucking have like maybe like on your like phone like next to you, and then like have a list of shit that you want to talk about. You know,
I've thought about that. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to like follow
little bullet points to like topics to touch on. Definitely. Yeah. I've done that like once or twice with somebody where I mean it wasn't that like well thought out. It was like so basic where it's just like 5 little bullet points of like a topic to.
Like you put on there like, okay, we're gonna talk about Pokemon cards. We're gonna talk about music. Talk about fucking conspiracy shit. Or, shit like that.
Or like some current events or something.
Yeah,
totally. I know like some podcasts I watch, they'll have like a laptop with them where they probably type out like some stuff they want to go through. So I'm definitely trying to like steadily progress with this, like and it definitely has been. I mean, since the first episode, I think this is the 22nd episode now.
22nd, okay.
And
I don't know if that's a lucky number, but
and like I just want to keep getting better and better. If we can, if there's room for improvement, like I want to do that. So that would definitely be a good option. Same with like the sound situation. Like I really want to improve the sound, like as far as getting the audio levels right and like reducing any kind of noise. Maybe put like some soundproofing up or something.
The audio I definitely noticed. Like I forgot to say, but like when I edit them, I know like the audio is like super low. Yeah,
that's I keep looking down at this mixer and it's like it's low as hell. Like
off real.
I mean it's gonna be usable, but it should be record. And I turned the record volume all the way up to 100. So I'm like,
really?
I don't understand why the mic level is so low.
I think because there's a difference between like the volume and the gain, so you probably have to turn the gain up. Yeah. Like the input gain of the.
You want to like help me figure that out sometime?
Yeah, we can figure it out.
I feel like I could probably figure it out, but just I don't know.
Because it's like the amp, you like your guitar amp. Like there's a gain and there's like the volume. Like there's a difference. Like the gain is like the signal coming in. You want to amplify that, and then like the volume is like once you have it amplified. Yeah. You can turn that up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that makes sense.
I think I get you.
Yeah.
Plus I know on the back of these mics there's like there's like a high, mid, low kind of setting.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Like you can take a wrench, like a flathead wrench, and like adjust them.
Okay.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but it like cuts out some of the low end or the high end. And something to do with
like a low pass filter, or high pass filter.
Yeah, okay. I'd have to like look it back up exactly because there's a couple different options on it, but.
Yeah, I mean these are really good mics.
I mean, dude, these are like the best podcast mics around.
Yeah, the Shure mics. Yeah.
Yeah, like
sure.
Joe Rogan uses these. Logan Paul and like so many.
Yeah, like all the big one. Like big podcasts.
These are like the creme de la creme of podcast mics. They're like the most popular ones. I see other people use.
I've seen people use it just to do music too.
Like, that's I bought this one in California when I was living out there to do some solo like recording, like solo singer songwriter shit.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you used to live in California?
For
I didn't know that.
3 or 4 months.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think, I remember you talking about it in your podcast one time.
Yeah.
Like, you moved there.
Yeah. I tried to move out there because I wanted to, like, get into the film industry, like, try to work on movies and commercials and shit. And,
that's why I want to go back because I want to, like, work at, like, a fucking Warner Brothers or some shit like that, like a big movie studio, like, you know what I mean?
Definitely has to do with, like, where you live as far as trying to work on, like, certain types of filmmaking or video production. Like in Cincinnati, there's stuff that comes through here and it's like relatively often, but it's not anything like if you lived in one of the hot spots, like I think Austin, like New Texas, York and Atlanta, New York, I think Savannah, Georgia, and like LA. There's like a whole bunch of them around, but not like a ton. There's a certain amount, but man. This was cool. Yeah. Also, we gotta figure out the sound effects. I want to get that shit going too. That'd be fun. Yeah. You can hit a little soundboard, like sample, like I don't know, some video on YouTube where you get like a quote of somebody saying something, and you can like hit the button.
Yeah. See, I already like figured that out for you though. Like, but I know you said you didn't want to like buy more equipment and stuff. But I'm thinking like I said, like literally all you need is just like the laptop, and then like the
wasn't there something online or something you were talking about?
Online? What do you mean, like?
Go ahead, sorry.
So you get the laptop. Like it could be like the cheapest one. Like you don't even have to be like expensive one. You know what I mean? Like a cheap, like $200 one maybe.
What, laptop?
Yeah, like
I have a laptop like we can use.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the laptop, and then there you like. I don't know if it's touchscreen. It don't have to be touchscreen, but it'd be like cool if it is. And then like you can get the like I said, the interface, connect those for the mics, and then there's the like a MIDI pad, where you can like once you plug it, you can like use FL Studio. Like actually, that would probably be perfect for the podcast too. Yeah. And then you can like put in the samples and program them into like the pads.
I might have to give in.
And then you just tap it.
Is FL Studio free, or is that's a paid?
I actually do have a copy.
Oh, you do?
Like I could sell it to you. I could just give you the copy because I have another copy for it and stuff. Like I don't even use it no more because I just used like for the audio I just used what's it called
Logic.
The one that comes with Adobe Audition.
Oh yeah.
I use that one for like for video like audio.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm doing music, I'll use like Studio One for like the music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But FL Studio is like a good one too.
Yeah. You know that sounds. I mean, I got like this little handheld recording device, and then I got that thing. So it's like, I know I have what I need to like record audio, but at the same time, like, to make it as ideal as possible for like a podcast in particular. Yeah. You're probably right. Like, it would probably be good to get something like that where like you got your mics going in. It probably separates the mic tracks too. I'm guessing, right? So you can like.
Yeah. So like. Look, I'm telling you this, bro, because like this, I think this is what you should do. Like instead of using that, because I don't know, I feel like that would be way too complicated for like a podcast.
Yeah, that's more for like live music.
Yeah. Like but like if you get like I said, like one of those like it's like you can get $150 one like like a Scarlett interface. Yeah. And like I said, it's got 2 inputs. You plug it into the computer, and you could just have like the computer.
Does this separate the mics though? Because like with this
it'll separate the mics.
Like I think you already know because you edit these sometimes, but like you know how the mics are like one audio track, so you can't like separate the mics if one's like a lower volume than the other.
Oh yeah. So like this is how it works. So you have the laptop. You can use like FL Studio or any like the AW software. Yeah. And when you plug in the interface and you connect the 2 mics on there.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like you know you use
Recording
Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like so you enable the 2 tracks on the DAW.
Yeah.
And then you press record on the laptop, and then on the interface you can like adjust the gain, input gain, and then adjust it. And you can even put like a compressor in the software.
Nice. So
and like record it with it, or like I would just record everything dry, so like you can just edit it after.
Yeah.
And like you can see like it recording live on your computer, and you can just have it right next to you.
Yeah.
And then like if you have like a touchscreen one. Like you could put like there's like an FL Studio like a little pad.
Like sound samples.
Yeah. Like it's like.
So you could have like a folder of samples, and then if you wanted to like swap samples out while you're doing it. Say you had a guy off camera even, because you know how like some podcasts will do that. They got some dude who's like, his job is probably like switch camera angles live, and then like also he'll like hit sound samples like depending on what they're talking about or whatever.
Yeah. You can definitely do that. Like you'll just put it in a pad. Like you ever seen those like drum machines?
Yeah,
it's kind of like that, but it's like on the computer.
Okay.
And you literally just put the samples you want on there, load them in there, and each little square.
Yeah.
And you just touch it,
and then say like they're all full, but you want to switch one to a new one. You just drag one on top of like whatever it is, and it'll just update to the new one.
Yeah. Or you can like drag multiple ones and they'll all play at the same time. Like you can do like a lot and stuff. Like I would use like FL for that though, because it's got like a little.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I definitely I'm gonna do that for sure.
I'm telling you, man, like just the interface, the laptop, you connect the interface to the laptop by like USB, and then you can record, and it'll have the 2 tracks. But you'll do it on the software, you know.
Dude,
what I mean?
I'm 1,000% gonna like.
I'm telling you, bro. Like I'm not lying to you, bro.
No,
like,
I believe you.
I would use that instead of the mixer you have.
For sure. Yeah, that thing's not really ideal for this.
Yeah.
And this little thing gets the job done, but it's like I'm sure there's better avenues, like what you're talking about.
See, if this had like a USB to the computer, like. You wouldn't need the interface, but I don't. I've seen it doesn't have that.
Yeah,
so
I know. When
it's not really ideal because you're recording straight to the SD card.
I didn't even when I bought that, I thought that was like what I needed to record music, and it is for like live stuff. Yeah, but it goes straight to the SD. I thought that was like a way like you'd plug your mics into that, and then that would go like USB into a computer, and it would all like pop up on Logic. That's how I thought it worked when I bought it, but I didn't really know enough.
A lot of beginners they have that because I used to think that too, but they actually do have mixers like that where it's like you connect it to the computer and it'll record straight into the computer.
Well, I have like the Behringer now, like the UMC 1928 or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
it's got like 8 inputs, and then it goes USB into the computer, and like that's what I thought that did. But when I bought that, I didn't know any better, and so I kind of wasted money on it. But I guess it could come in handy someday for live stuff or something. But maybe I should just sell it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, shit, like I said, like if you really, I think what I want to do, maybe like next time we do a podcast, I'll just bring my interface and then my laptop. Okay. And we'll use that, so then you can see what I'm talking about.
Like, because you have FL and
I have FL and
you have that little interface thing that you were describing too, for the mics and stuff.
The interface? Yeah, I have an interface. Yeah,
it's like the one that you were trying to tell me I should get.
Yeah, like well, I wouldn't get the one I have because the one I have is like an expensive one, but you don't need an expensive one. You just get like a $200 one. Yeah. Like the one I have, it was like $500, but that one I used to like because I really wanted my guitars and shit to be real clean and stuff. But like a $200 one would be.
Is it just because of the
preamps it's got like I guess really good ones in there.
I mean, I guess over time, like if you had one like that for even for a podcast, like having a higher quality preamp in your what do you call it? Like your fucking console, I don't know. Like the thing that you're talking about, the
interface.
Yeah. If you had one with like a higher quality preamp, then the audio from your vocals would sound cleaner, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So
like I said,
just for now,
a lot of trust me when I say this, like a lot of interfaces now, like they're all pretty like like you can't go wrong with any of them really. You can even get, like I said, like the Scarlett, which is like the cheapest one in the market right now, and like that one does the job.
No, I'll definitely do what you're saying and get a cheaper one for now. I'm just like trying to think ahead. Like say we do this a lot, we're doing like hundreds of episodes, and it's like taking off and getting more views and stuff. If it gets to that point and there's like a better interface we can buy where even if it doesn't make a huge difference, but it's like the sound quality sounds more professional and legit, like I'll invest in that for sure eventually. But for where things are at right now, like I don't really, it seems like overkill until the podcast gets like taken more seriously, I guess. But yeah, and then the only other thing, I guess, man, I'm excited about making like a live animation with like a little intro song. and outro and all that.
Yeah, like what I'm working on.
Yeah,
like
with
like
the logo.
little logo thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and like and then just figuring out like live streaming it, you know, where we can live cut and like because my YouTube channel is enabled for live too. So like, once we figure out how to get like, I think you need certain equipment for live streaming. Pretty sure. I don't know.
See, I'm not really sure because I've never done it before, so I'm not sure. But
I was just
talking. I can't be that hard.
I'm sure we could figure it out. Like my friend Faraz, I just talked to him the other day, and he's actually trying to figure out how to do live streaming because he wants to offer it to like customers for his like he's starting his own business. Like, you know, he's kind of like you, like where you know, he started getting into cameras and doing music stuff with, you know, camera work, and now he's like branching out and doing camera work for other people. And he, like, I talked to him the other day, and he said he's trying to figure out how to, like, be able to offer live streaming to clients. So I was like, dude, let me know when you figure that out, because I've been wanting to, like, live stream this podcast. So whenever he figures that out, unless if he takes too long or whatever, then we'll just figure it out. But
bro, there's, like, 10-year-olds doing live streaming. I'm pretty sure we could figure it out.
Yeah, maybe you just need, like, an Elgato or something. Like, I know with like, live streaming video games, you can just use an Elgato. And that actually has like, I think you can like live cut with that. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. But I used to have one. My ex actually bought me an Elgato for live streaming video games because I was trying to get into that. But then I just had no luck like getting it set up. And then I gave it back to her when we separated. So.
Well, I all I know is that like, for example, you know, you got these cameras and stuff. Yeah. Like, and they got the HDMI. All I know is that you buy. Probably what you're saying, the Elgato, and those connect HDMI into that.
Yeah, so they pop up on like all the different, kind of like when you multicam edit on Premiere, where you got like your three or four, however many different angles, and then you just you press camera 1, 2 for camera 2, 3, and then that like live cuts it.
Exactly.
And then you probably got like the sound, like the audio would come in, like HDMI or whatever into that with like the samples and everything, so that way it's all like built into the live stream. I mean, it's got to be something like that, you know? I'm sure that's kind of how it works. And you just got a laptop or whatever, computer open to, like, run that through. Yeah.
And then, like, I think you just, when you, like, open on, like, if you're doing it on YouTube, like I said, I know for sure that when they do the streaming, it's got to feed through, like, the webcam. Like, there's, like, an API for that. Yeah. So, like, I did that's what the Elgato does, like, the software. Yeah. It feeds into that, then it goes into the computer or the software. Yeah. And then the software,
the API is the software, right?
No, the API is like well, there's different APIs though, but like there's like the webcam API, which is like standard, like, you know, like computer and stuff like that, like they're on Mac and on Windows. So like for example, if you're trying to stream through Facebook or YouTube, like when you're streaming. You know, you can stream, and then what's the first thing it's going to take you to? Like, the webcam, right? So, like, the Elgato, what it does, or I'm pretty sure this is what it does. Like, it just streams it to the software, and then it'll tell you on there, like, YouTube. So, like, it'll just feed it to the webcam API. So, it thinks it's, like, coming from the webcam when it's really not. Yeah. So, it's, like, kind of tricking it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what most of those, like, streaming things do. You know what I mean? Until, like, the companies start, like, actually... you know, making it easier to stream. Yeah. You know, which they are doing now. You know,
right.
Like
there's definitely
they're making it easier.
Like more sophisticated stuff out nowadays because it's so popular. Like podcast and video game streaming is like huge right now. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like to me we already more or less have it figured out. There's not like a whole lot left to figure out with that, but. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that interface or one of those that you're talking about.
Even like actually since like the fucking pandemic and stuff, like Canon, they came up with like this software where you just literally plug in your camera to your computer and you can use that to stream. Yeah. Like just straight to the computer. Yeah. And like that's all you need.
But I want it to be like switch.
But I mean, this is just for like simple, like if you just want to do like a one camera thing.
Yeah, just like if you're video game streaming or something.
Yeah, that would be perfect for that.
Or whatever. Yeah, something like that, but just with more complexity because it's like cutting and sound and everything. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we're too far off from that. Like, I think we could get that up and running. Like, maybe even by the end of the year would be freaking sweet. I don't know if that's like overly ambitious, but like.
Hey, there's a lot of people doing it, so like I say, it can't be that hard.
I mean, between putting our heads together, my friend Zach too, like he edits these for us as well, and like he's been on a couple times. And
hey, make sure he makes me look good in this one.
Yeah. Zach, if you edit this, make Nick look extra sexy, extra special.
just make me look good. My hair's fucked up.
But
shine.
Yeah, he's also like another dude that I've been working with who is like. He's been doing it for a little while now, but he's like newer to like cameras and like kind of like the path that you took and
like when I first started.
So like he's real passionate about podcasting and stuff too. So I've been talking with him about it as well. So like,
he's doing his own podcast.
No, well actually he did have one. It was audio only, but he's worked on like some other people's podcasts as well. So like he's super into podcasting. And he's been like editing it. Yeah. He just sent me like 2 new episodes for this like yesterday. So yeah, he's helping with editing. He's just helping in general with the podcast, like.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And the YouTube channel. He edited a few like vlogs for me and some he'll help me shoot every now and then. But yeah, it's cool, man. I feel like we're building like the network is like growing and improving like slowly but surely.
Yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad. Because, like, the people, like, I just want to tell them that, like, Kevin, like, has, like, how do you put it, like, influenced me a lot, you know what I mean? Like, since we met, like, all the stuff, like, the tips that you're telling me and stuff, like, I've been doing that and stuff, you know what I mean? Because, like, I see you doing all these great things and shit. I'm like, fuck, I need to do that, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing all these great things and stuff, so, like, you say, you hang out with people like him, you end up like him. Hopefully.
I appreciate you, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, because I do look up to you, man. Like,
thanks,
you definitely, man. Like, I'll be telling my mom and shit, like, man, Kevin's doing all this shit. Like,
I appreciate that.
Like, he's helped me invest in shit. Like, I already put like $5,000 in there, and like, I got like a lot of money that I didn't even have. So like, you know what I mean? I use that to pay a little bit of my car. That's why less now.
Yeah, you just bought a nice new car.
Yeah.
And like, you got thousands of dollars in camera equipment now.
Lights and all that shit.
You got thousands of dollars invested now. And like, you basically have like your own business. Like, you're not working full time yet for yourself, but I'm sure like soon enough, you will be. And especially it's like, when you reflect on like when we met, like you've come like such a long way, like you said, you were like struggling with drug addiction and like in and out of like the hospital and like working at Wear Magic, and like now you've got all that stuff going for yourself, and it's still like just a start, like you got your whole life ahead of you to continue like building your investment portfolio and your videography
that's my
business.
Next thing.
And it sounds like you're gonna probably like maybe I know you've talked to me about it a little bit, but like work on like talking to your mom or whatever into like investing or something. Maybe. It sounds like you might. I don't know.
I'm trying to get them, but like how like you say you're trying to help people.
Yeah, it's tough to get people to do that.
But trust me, like especially Mexicans, they see money, they're gonna do it. Once they see the money shit, like fuck, I need to do this.
Once it like makes sense to you, like it's hard to get it to make sense right away. But like, if you can convince like her or anybody you want to, like this is what like I feel like I try to do when I'm trying to talk people into it. It's just like, just get them to buy like one fucking share, or even if they start on like Robinhood, where you don't have to even buy a whole share, you can buy like a $10, put $10 in, and then just follow that $10 for however long you need to where you feel like you grasp it a little better, like.
But I need to get that. I need to get that app.
I like Vanguard in a lot of ways because it's not as fluid.
Because that's the one I'm using.
Yeah, Vanguard.
They updated the app and it looks better now. So
yeah, I'm a huge fan of Vanguard, but like I've only been putting money into Robinhood lately. But most of my money's in Vanguard. Robinhood's easier to put money in and take money out because you don't have to. You buy fractional shares. So
that's what I need to do for like the VTI.
But honestly, dude, like it's also a little dangerous because it's like easy to buy and sell like whenever you want, or like put money into shit that's like for me, like with Robinhood, like I put I'll just put money in like here and there. When I was investing with Vanguard, I'd usually like save my money for a while, and then when the market was like a little low, I'd like put a bunch in. So it was always, I feel like I timed it a little bit better. I was like more calculated about it when I was doing Vanguard exclusively, and then I got Robinhood, and I told myself too, like when I got Robinhood, I was like, I'm gonna invest a little bit more aggressively just to see how it goes. So I bought some stuff that like I would never have bought if I was investing with Vanguard. And it wasn't like an amount of money that was like oh shit, like, you know, I've lost money and I'm gonna screw up my finances or something. But I invested in like some companies, like just the other day, just to give you a little example, like they have like a section on Robinhood where like it'll be like top 100 stocks that people are like investing in, or like new IPOs, which you know what an IPO is? It's initial price offering. Yeah. So like they had like IPOs. So I was scrolling through some of those, and like I'd never even heard of these companies, but I like put a little bit of money into them because I was just like whatever. But it was like, I mean, literally, like I said, I put $5 into one, I put $10 into another. You know, it's like almost nothing, just to see like, because it keeps it that way. It keeps it on my portfolio, so I can keep checking on it. And then say like I check on it for months, I don't put more money into it, but then I get an idea of like how it's performing, and I start to learn about it by reading, you know, about the, you know, like articles that come out about the way the company operates and stuff. And then like I'll make a more educated decision if I want to buy more or just sell it and leave it alone. Yeah. But yeah, I mean I've put money into like some like crypto stuff that like I was always like crypto's fucking stupid and it's
I got some of that too. Yeah.
I mean I put like $1,000 into crypto at this point. And, and I lost like hundreds of dollars like after I put the money in because I bought it at like a peak, you know, and then it all came way down, and I was like, well, that was not a good idea, you know. But then I bought more over time, and just recently, actually, within the past week or two, crypto's like the stuff that I bought at least has recovered a lot, and it's also
it's been doing good,
profitable now for me. So like all that money I lost, I didn't lose it because I didn't sell anything. I actually bought more while it was really low, so it brought my cost average down from, you know, whatever it was at like 50 something to 30 or whatever. So like now that it's recovered, like I'm in the green for that. But there's other stuff like on Robinhood that I bought where it's like, you know.
So you say I shouldn't get the app?
No,
I downloaded it, but I haven't made the account yet.
I like it actually. Robinhood itself actually just had an IPO, which I bought like $10 in. But I might buy more. It's just like, again, it's like it's so new. I haven't really done a lot of research on it, so I don't want to just put like hundreds of dollars into it or whatever, because I don't really know how it's gonna perform. But like the stuff that I've been buying for years, like Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Adobe, Microsoft, the Vanguard mutual fund, like those are like pretty tried and true. For me, like in my personal experience, I've been investing in for like 5 or 6 years. Yeah. And like those have all like doubled, tripled, quadrupled since I first bought them. Yeah. You know, so it's like, okay, like I know that these have been good for me. So like I feel comfortable and safe like buying more of that.
Yeah, putting more money in there. Yeah.
But like since I got Robinhood, like I still bought that stuff, but I've also bought other stuff that like I haven't been as familiar with. Because I just thought I don't know, I just wanted to sort of like experiment a little and see like if there were other companies that I liked.
Well, can you just do that on Vanguard though?
Yeah, like, you can, but you'd have to buy full shares on Vanguard. You can't do fractional shares.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why Robinhood's kind of cool. But I guess I was just trying to make a point.
Maybe
that, like,
I should do that though, because like when I buy like the VTI, I have to fucking wait to have that money. Yeah. And
no, that's one of the things I really like about Robinhood. It's like sort of revolutionized investing because you can buy $1 of a share, you know, or $10 or whatever.
Bro, I need to do that.
With like some of the crypto, like Dogecoin. I mean, you can buy fucking 50 cents or something, you know, because a share is only 30 cents right now, I think. Yeah. So like, yeah. But like it's also, like I was saying, it's easier to buy it anytime you want. So it's like sometimes, I don't know, it's probably a good thing for the most part. I just think sometimes you can be like,
but you can do that on Vanguard though, right? Like,
yeah, but it's
you can buy whenever you want.
But only if you have enough money to buy a whole share, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So like if you wanted to buy like a really expensive share, like you're gonna probably buy it at like a time when it's not super high. Versus
wait, like, so it'd be good for me to do it on Robinhood because, like, for example, like right now I have like 200. I don't have the money. It's not enough to buy one share.
Like you couldn't buy a share of Amazon because Amazon's like $3,500 a share. On like if you bought a whole share of Amazon on Vanguard, you'd have to have like $3,500. So you can't even do it unless you have that much to invest in it. But on Robinhood, if you wanted to buy like Amazon, you could put $50 in, or $20 or $200 or whatever you want.
Yeah, but it's invested in.
Yeah, no, it's the same. It behaves the same way as if you bought a whole share. It's just a fraction of that because it's
Bro, I need to do that because, cool. Like I said, because I have $200 in like the money markets, and that's not being invested. That's just sitting there.
Yeah, it's just a bank account, basically.
And it could be in the VTI. Yeah, and it's not because it's not.
No, that's why I like Robinhood. I'm a proponent of Robinhood. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just saying that like. It's almost like too easy to use. That sounds good to me, though. No, yeah, for sure. It's
like, bro, I got money in there. It's not being invested.
I've only been putting money into Robinhood for the past year or so. But it's like I'm not even investing that much money because, like we were talking about earlier before we were podcasting, like I've been putting so much money into my house and my business that I haven't had a lot of money to invest. But I've invested a little bit here and there. And the times when I am investing, I'm putting money into Robinhood lately. I haven't put money into Vanguard in a long time. But it's still growing.
Well, I need to do that then because I need to put, like, if I don't have money for a full share, I can just put it in there and it's still going to grow, right?
Yeah. It'll behave exactly the same as if you bought a whole share. It's just if you bought $100 and it grows 10%, you'd have made $10. If you bought $10 fractionally, through Robinhood and it makes 10%, you make $1. You know what I mean? So
I get it.
It's the same behavior. It's just
buying like a little piece.
Exactly.
A little piece.
Yeah. So if it increases 1% or 2.3% or whatever, like it's gonna increase that much per how much you put in, regardless. Whether you buy $100,000 or $10, it's all gonna increase the same amount of percentage or decrease the same amount of percentage. It's just how much you put in.
All right, well, I need to make that account because
it's pretty sweet.
Because, like I said, I have money in there and it's not being invested. It could already been in the VTI and it's not. Yeah. Like I'm just waiting for my next paycheck to have the next $85 left. I need to buy one more share.
Yeah, that's
why I could have just put it on there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Vanguard will ever change their.
Well, they need to, bro. Cause
they should. Yeah, they're getting left in the Stone Age, man, with this new age investing.
I didn't know that. Like,
that wasn't even.
You did tell me about the Robinhood the day. You were like,
we've talked about it.
But we did the Vanguard instead.
Yeah, well, because I think Vanguard's really like a really safe vessel. It's been around for forever.
Oh yeah. You told
me. And it's also like you have to buy a full share. So it's just I don't know. I just feel like that's a good place to start. Vanguard is like really, really good place to start. And then I think
what if I do both? Like, what if I just put like, because you know how like I'm getting like 70. Well, I don't know if I want to tell people how much money I'm putting, but I'm putting like money, like it's taking it out like my bank account every week and stuff. Yeah, I could just do it there, and then like the leftover, I just fractional buy in the Robinhood.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's what that's what I've been doing with Robinhood. Like, I'll just if I have a little bit of money, like if I've been working a bunch and making more than I need. Or I'm spending, then I'll just transfer, $100 here, or every now and then I'll be like, I'm gonna buy $20 of something, so I'll transfer $20, and then like there's nights sometimes I can't sleep and I'm just looking at my investments and shit, and I'm like, and I'll pull up, or I'll transfer $20, and then I'll like divvy it up. Like sometimes I don't even put all that 20 into one thing. I'll put $5 here and $2.50 here, and I'll just it's just like the littlest bits. But like literally, like when I started with Robinhood, I put in like $100 maybe, if that, and then I put like $10 in that one week, or $20 another week, or $50 and $100, and then if I made a bunch of money from printing or whatever for a period of time, I'll put in a couple hundred, or 100, like in a row or whatever, you know what I mean? Like just based on what I'm comfortable with doing. But over time, now I have like thousands in my Robinhood account because I've just been like slowly like sprinkling money into it, and I divvy it up between, like I try to just keep pretty good track of like what's performing better than other things, or if something has like a downturn where it like went way down, I might buy more of it if I'm pretty confident that it's going to recover. Or I might just hold on to it and wait till it recovers. Like, I bought a vaccine company that somebody convinced me to buy, and I bought it at really high, and then it dropped like
fucking
a ton,
tanked.
like 50% or worse probably.
God damn.
And I was like, shit. So then,
thanks a lot.
And then it took like a year almost, or like half a year to come back. Just this past week, it got back to break even, and I just sold it. I was like, fuck it. I don't really care that much about that company. I like to invest in stuff that. Like I'm kind of passionate about, or like believe in, or know more about. I think like the vaccine company isn't a bad thing, especially with the state of the world right now. Like that stock actually has been performing really well. Like if I bought it, after it dropped, I'd have fucking doubled my money or like, you know, made a 50% return or something.
Nice.
But like I didn't really I did buy more just to lower my cost average, but even with that, like it took forever to come back. So I just sold it and then put it into like Adobe and Vanguard and stuff like that. But after that happened, it still kept going up like quite a bit. So I was kind of like, damn, I should have just kept it. But it's whatever. You can never fucking time the market perfectly. Yeah. So it's not something I'm trying to do. But I kept like $1 in it. I think. just because that way it stays on my portfolio. Like so it's like when I go to look at my stocks, it's still there. You know. So like because if I sell everything, it just disappears, and I have to put it on like my watch list or whatever. But if I kept $1 in it, like it just stays with all the stuff I put money into. Okay. So every time I check my app and I'm like looking at how stuff performs, that way I can kind of keep track of for example, the vaccine company. And if it goes way down and I feel confident about it, then I'll be like, maybe I'll put some money into it because I think it's going to come back and now's a good time to buy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, who knows? Maybe I'll just never buy that stock again. It's just kind of like depends on how things go and how I feel like doing it, you know. But
everything's been going good so far, so hopefully it keeps up that way.
Yeah, man.
And shit, cause like I know I need the money.
Yeah, dude. Investing is awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you started. It seems like you had good results so far. So.
Well, I haven't lost money, so that's good.
Yeah.
Like I doing the VTI and then like I said, I just started buying like actual like individual stocks.
Yeah.
And stuff. I think I only bought like 3, like of different ones.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I had to buy the full one because I did on Vanguard and stuff. So like, but now you said on Robinhood you can do the fractional shares. So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna do it there.
Some of them are set up to where you have to still buy a full share. Like there's this company, there's this electric car company in China that I invested in. But I only bought one share. But like, you had to buy a full share with that. So like I've tried to buy more.
You can invest China's companies?
I have like a couple Chinese electric vehicle companies, and then I also bought like Alibaba stock a while ago.
Oh yeah.
But I sold all that because it was doing pretty well, and then it went way down, and I was like, I don't even really care about this company.
Wait, so those companies are listed here?
Like, yeah, you can. It's they're all publicly traded companies, so that means
even if they're from a different country,
you can invest. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I didn't know
technically,
that.
Apple is like an international company. I mean, they're like based in the United States, but they have they have huge sales in China and all over the world. But yeah, there's like certain companies that are like based in China or based in the UK.
And you can buy the shares and stuff still.
Yeah, like.
I thought it was only like the U.S. stuff.
No, I mean there's like a U.S. stock exchange, and then there's like a Chinese stock exchange.
Yeah, like they have their own.
They have their own exchange, but they're all publicly traded companies. So like, you can invest in any of those public companies. Doesn't matter.
What, bro? I try to find like Samsung, and I didn't see it on there.
I've looked them up before too.
I try to find them, and they're not even on there. And like it says they're public.
You could probably find them on Robinhood. I don't know. I forget. I looked into them like years ago on.
Because I was gonna buy some of that. I was like, bro, I know Samsung. Like, they're a good company.
Yeah,
I didn't see them on Vanguard.
I wanted to buy Samsung. I remember we were printing for Samsung at Wear Magic.
Oh yeah,
forever ago.
Bro, that was like a billion fucking shirts.
Yeah, I printed a bunch of Samsung onesies.
Yeah. Like, see, I got my Samsung phone.
No, dude, they make like TVs and they print all kinds of shit.
Yeah, they got like
they make refrigerators and like washers and dryers.
Yeah, I just got a washing machine and dryer from Samsung.
Yeah, they make they're good machines. Company.
Yeah.
So like I was trying to invest in them at one point, and I kind of had trouble as well, like finding
I didn't find them.
Their stock symbol, but I'm sure there's a way. I don't know. Maybe they have like a weird symbol.
Because I see, and they're from Japan.
Yeah.
Or no, they're from not North Korea. They're from South Korea.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Like
I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't have any stock in them, but like Volkswagen, for example, that's like a German company. I think.
Yeah.
Like I bought a bunch of Volkswagen, like. I don't know if you remember when they had like this emissions scandal. Yeah. Like Volkswagen stock tanked, and I was like, oh, like Volkswagen's not going to go bankrupt. They've been around forever. So I bought a bunch of Volkswagen and made some money on that. Now I just got rid of it. But yeah, I mean, there's stocks or companies all over the world that are all listed on the market. like they might have like a Chinese exchange or a U.S. exchange or whatever is like, but that's just, yeah, you can invest in companies like, I mean, I guess there might be some companies you can't. I don't know, but
I'm gonna have to find that again because I didn't see it on there. I was trying to find it. It didn't show it on there.
There's like China's government is pushing for like 1/3 of their car fleet, like the whole nation's cars, like that their civilians use, to be like 1/3 of all their cars to be
like
electric vehicles by
2035.
They set in place this initiative where the government's like granting electric vehicle companies in China, like, you know, government funding and aid and stuff like that. And they're like, they're helping develop like charging stations and, you know, like getting the country like set up for electric vehicles. So like I figured now's a good time to buy Chinese EV stocks because, you know, in 10 or 15 years, those car companies that are like new right now for EV in China, they're like pretty brand new, only been around maybe a couple of years.
EV, what's that like?
EV stands for electric vehicle.
Oh yeah.
So, I didn't know that either for a while, but yeah, like, so I bought some like Chinese EV stocks. There's like NIO and LI, and like XPeng and BDDY.
Damn, they got a lot.
Those are like the 4 big ones in China, and then there's obviously Tesla. So, and there's
that's
others
from
too.
here though, right?
There's like Rivian or something. Tesla's like U.S. based, but they actually Tesla like moved a bunch of I think they like opened a facility in China, like got permission from the government to like you know, start operations there. And there's like a big market in China. You know, it's a huge company. There's a ton of people or country, and there's a ton of people there. So like, you know, it's a good opportunity for Tesla, but I think something happened with that where like the Chinese government, as they do, they like spy on fucking everything and steal like. As far as I know they like to steal like intellectual property and so they kind of seems like, I could be wrong, but from what I've heard, I think they did that to Tesla somewhat. Where like they're like, yeah, come on over, like, you know, start selling manufacturing cars here, and then like somehow like when you open a business in China, like I think in the U.S. like the government isn't as involved in private companies, like by law they can't be or something. But in China's like more authoritarian, and their government is in control of like everything. So like
they control like all the
if you open a company there, even if you're Tesla, like when you're going to do business there, they're like you have to agree to let them like audit or whatever, like everything that you do. So like if Tesla had any sort of like proprietary I guess information on like the technology in their vehicles that like other electric car companies didn't have yet, I think like the Chinese government probably found out about some of that technology that they probably could like implement into their own electric car companies. So I mean, it's whatever. I think Tesla's a fucking powerhouse no matter what, even if and Elon Musk has always welcomed competition and been pretty open about like, you know, not being super greedy, even though he's like one of the richest people in the world, but like he wants competition because he wants the world to transition into electric vehicles. So he's like welcomes other companies to compete.
Wait, how's the competition if they're like stealing the shit though?
Well, it's still competition. I mean, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard. But like those Chinese like electric vehicle companies, you know, I guess maybe through that are like going to implement some of like Tesla's like secrets, I guess, maybe, who knows. But that was my interpretation of some of the stuff I've heard online.
Yeah, that shit sounds illegal though. Like you're stealing like.
Well, it's not illegal because they agreed. Stuff, yeah, I mean it's tricky basically. You know what I mean? It's tricky, like sort of deceiving, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not illegal because that's how they operate their country. You know, so like Tesla knows what they're getting themselves into. Yeah. It's not like they came here and stole it. Like Tesla made an agreement to like do business there and like open a manufacturing facility. And then I think I heard too that like China like cracked down on Tesla after that. Like they like, yeah, come on over. And then like, you know, they learned more about Tesla's proprietary information, and then they like sort of fucking put the hammer down on them and like kicked them out or some shit. I don't know. I forget.
Bro,
I forget.
So that sounds fucked up.
I could be a little off, so somebody might watch this and be like, "This dude has no clue what he's talking about." But I mean, remember
that's
hearing,
true. That's fucked up.
No, there's definitely some reports about something like that. But I just don't remember like the exact specifics of it. But either way, like in my opinion, like electric vehicles are the future of driving. You know, where like all these huge companies are working on self-driving technology and you know, building these charging stations and like trying to work on the roads and just I think ultimately like that's where civilization is heading when it comes to like the automobile industry. Yeah. I mean, it might take a long time, but like we're like right on the cusp of that right now, like the very beginning of like electric vehicles actually working. You know, like for a long time they were just like
I've seen a couple Teslas like driving around and shit.
Yeah. And
not that many though, but I seen a few.
Well, yeah, but it's such a new company, you know, and it's like they're like if you followed like their growth from like, you know, 10 years ago or more maybe to like how much they've grown since then, and like just look into their sales and just there's like if you really research Tesla, I'm not gonna do it justice trying to explain it maybe, but like there's a lot of really convincing information to point towards like Tesla being they're already one of the biggest companies in the world, and like I think they're just getting started, you know. So it's like and especially with how like such a small percentage of all vehicles are electric right now. So it's like imagine 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years from now, you know, when like they have all that time to transition like the automobile industry into electric vehicles, especially with how much emphasis there is on like building a cleaner atmosphere and a clean, like go green, you know, that whole movement. Like it's a very powerful
global warming.
There's like a lot of people who believe very strongly in that, and there's like government incentives that push that these days. So it's like with all of that being said, you know, like it all points towards like electric vehicles being like the future, you know, especially if they can,
makes sense.
They can do it successfully, which they're on the right track. So, man, that'd
be shitty though. You driving your car and shit like, oh, my battery's dead.
Well, I mean, dude, they're like making that battery life so good. Like you can drive like 450 miles or something on a charge or something like that now for some of those batteries. And
that's
you know, that Tesla has like its own charging system like all around the country. They have like this network of charging stations. So like
like you can charge it.
And they have like superchargers that charge faster. Than, you know, like some of them you'd have to park overnight and sleep in like a hotel and let it charge overnight. But like there's certain models of Teslas like you can upgrade for supercharging where I think it charges in like I could be wrong, but I want to say like 15 minutes. It might take longer than that, but either way,
15 minutes?
Well, I don't know for sure, but like that's what they're working on though. Is just like, you know, slowly or like consistently improving the tech to where like, you know, it'll charge faster, it'll last longer, and those batteries too. Like a Tesla doesn't even have an engine, you know, like. One of the most expensive things to fix in a traditional like gasoline powered automobile is the engine. Once the engine's bad, you just get rid of the car because it's more expensive to replace the engine than to buy a new car that's going to be more reliable. So it's like if you buy a Tesla, like it's just a battery, and the battery's guaranteed to last like fucking forever. Like you don't have to like replace it really, you know. So it's like
that makes sense.
Yeah, and there's no battery in the front, or there's no engine in the front of the car either, so you don't, you know, you have, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but you have a frunk instead of a trunk, you know.
Frunk.
You got your trunk and you got your frunk, so like you can you know, just more storage is kind of cool. But dude, there's a lot of I'm a
so
big
this
fan.
means like all the fucking car places that sell car parts might go out of business.
It's definitely affecting that industry for sure.
Oh, okay. So don't buy that shit. Don't buy those stocks then, because they might go down.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's so
many. I mean, if all the gasoline cars are going out of business,
still here. You know, they're not gonna go anywhere for a long time.
Yeah.
And like people are still buying them. They're still making cars like that.
I just bought mine.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
like used.
It's not like it's gonna you know, change like overnight or anything. But
yeah, it's gonna like you said, transition. So
slowly,
like one day it's just gonna be like
or 200 years or something. You know, like it'll take a long time probably to really fully
like it'll be here, you won't even notice.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's
probably
already
be like that. You know what I mean? Like
10 years ago is like different than it was today. You know.
Yeah.
Like especially with like the self-driving and everything, like
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
Yeah, that'd be cool driving, like having it drive you.
Dude, it'll be so much safer if every car on the road was self-driving. There'd be like no car wrecks. You know?
Yeah.
It'd be like so.
When someone fucking hacks it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. I'm gonna hack
but I'm
that
sure
car.
there'd be like. Yeah, I'm sure that that probably happens sometime maybe. But
yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
You like wouldn't have to worry about drinking and driving because your car will just like drive you.
Oh, you can just drinking.
Yeah, you drink and drive and
drink and be a passenger.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
They're also talking about doing like a Tesla was gonna come out with like this app where if you bought a Tesla and you weren't using it, you could log it into this fleet, kind of like Uber, where like say you drive your car to work and you're working for 8 hours, so you're not gonna use your car for 8 hours. You could like open this app that's like the Tesla like taxi app kind of, and then your car just like acts as a taxi for you basically while you're working. So like yeah, because it'd be self-driving, right? So like there'd be an app where you log your car into the fleet of like taxis, Tesla taxis basically, and then like you're at work for 8 hours, so you're not using your car, so your car's out working for you. Like your car just goes like people log onto the app, right?
That
like,
is so fucking cool.
Uber, except for Teslas with a
the car would just drive
self-driving on its own. Car. Once if the tech ever gets to that point, I don't want to like.
Yeah, that shit definitely sounds like. By the time I'm dead, bro. Like,
that'll be like.
I don't see that anytime soon.
But you never know, man. I don't know. I hope not. but yeah, I could see that happening at some point in the future.
Man, by the time I'm like fucking 90.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it happens sooner than that. But either way, I could see that being like the future eventually, and that'd be so sick, man. Because like Elon Musk actually did like a PowerPoint presentation like at one of his like informative speaking things. I can't talk. And like he broke it all down, like here's how much the car costs. Where he was like saying like we're trying to make an argument where like you have to be an idiot not to buy a Tesla, because you can buy a Tesla for $30,000, and then if you log it into this fleet when you're working and not using the car makes you $25,000 a year, so you or whatever it equaled out to, and obviously those numbers would change like depending on where you live and demand and how effective it is and stuff. But like his argument was basically that like if all that worked out the way that he is saying it would work out, then like the car pays for itself and then makes you money. And if it ever gets that point, dude, I'm about to buy like 10 fucking Teslas. I got this big ass parking lot behind me.
I need to buy one too.
I'm just gonna make like fucking $300,000 a year. If say like every Tesla made like $30,000, and it's just like your own little taxi, but you don't have to do shit except log it in,
But bro, if everybody's doing that, I just don't. Like, imagine if everybody got one. Like,
then it would be like not as in demand. Probably. Yeah,
it'd be harder.
Yeah,
because like everybody's got one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
but I don't know, man.
It's cool though. It's cool.
It's fun to think about.
Shit, now you make me want to go invest in Tesla.
Dude, Tesla's out of every company I've ever bought, Tesla's made the best returns.
Yeah, I need to get in that too. I haven't really looked them up though, but
they're a little.
The way you're saying it sounds good to me.
I mean, they've been like they're way more expensive now than they were 5 years ago or even 2 years ago. But like,
I'm late.
It's okay. I still feel like there's a lot of upside for Tesla in the next decades to come. So like. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad time to buy Tesla stock. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know if I can get in trouble for like giving. You know how you ever watch YouTube videos where people say shit like that because they're like people fucking try to like sue you or something.
What for?
If like you
tell them to buy stock.
If you tell them, I don't know how like legit you need to really say that, but like
what?
Yeah, like
that can't be.
Yeah, like sometimes
that's illegal.
It's not. I don't think it's a. I don't know the nuances of that. But I'm just saying.
All right, guys, go buy. I'm not gonna say it because I don't even know.
This is just my personal opinion. Yeah. I am not a.
I didn't know that. I mean, it's not like when on camera tell people go buy something.
Yeah, I mean, I support it, but don't be mad at me if you buy
buying
something
it.
And it doesn't.
You guys don't have to. I am.
But yeah, dude, it's Tesla's like fucking been the best thing I've ever bought for sure.
That's what's up. Because I was telling you I bought AMD. And it's funny you talk about Tesla because I just found out they're using their processors in their cars. Oh, really? I found that
Tesla uses AMD processors? Yeah. They did have a deal with Intel for a while, I think. Oh, no, but they're using the AMD processors. Really? So and that's funny you say that because like I think that's why their stock went up like this last week. Yeah. When I tell you like, bro, I bought some and the shit went up like fucking 15%. Big deal with them or something.
Yeah, I think I like Reddit in the like on
yeah, dude. Every time some shit like that comes out. Plus, dude, I feel you should really look into Tesla because they're also doing like they got a power wall, which like basically, you know, so they have this power wall you can put like in your garage or whatever, and it like it basically charges like your house like utilities and everything. And he also has like a solar energy company. And they're like sort of
Tesla has
yeah, well, Musk, it's like a subsidiary, I guess. Oh, yeah. But it was like his brother's company or something. But like, they like bought it out, and that company is making like solar panels, but they look like shingles of a roof. So they look, you know how like a lot of people think solar panels look ugly, they don't want to get them, they look ugly or whatever. But like they sort of revolutionized solar panels to look like actual shingles, so they look beautiful. And they're also solar panels, so they're like, you know, they're powering your house, and then you get these. They're called power walls. These Tesla power walls are like these big rectangular block that like is installed in your house. So if you had like the shingles and the power wall, it fucking charges it. It runs your utilities basically. You charge your car on it, so you don't got to pay for gas. Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like if they can pull all that stuff off, I mean, it's pretty ambitious, but like.
Yeah, it sounds like it's cool. It sounds really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you should really research it. Plus, like, he's got fucking SpaceX, you know.
Oh yeah. So I know that about like when launched the rocket in space and shit like that.
Yeah, they got like a NASA contract to like resupply the International Space Station and like, you know, revolutionized how rockets land so that you can reuse rockets.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I seen like you know the fucking the CEO of Amazon. He fucking went to space and shit.
And
like,
the giant penis.
I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, he went into like the space with like a couple other people, and like he came down and like I was watching like he was talking about an interview, and I found this funny. He's like, I could not do this without all the Amazon employees and shit. I just thought that was funny because like all of them are working for
and they talk about how Amazon has like the worst, like some of the worst working conditions. Like they're like super fucking strict and yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but
I mean, I think there's some truth. There's some truth to it. You know, I don't think it's the worst, but like they definitely have like a lot of complaints. They like he tries to push people away from like forming a union and stuff like that. I mean, I invest in Amazon too. That was one of the best companies I've ever invested in as well. But
yeah, I want to invest in that one too.
There's definitely like stuff like that goes on that I'm not like supportive of. Like if there's bad working conditions, but I think Amazon as a company is fucking revolutionary as well. They're like a titan of industry and
don't they have like laws for it? I mean, are they getting away with that
there's
shit?
loopholes and you know like they do have laws for it, but he's not like breaking laws. And if he does,
so it's good then.
They've lost I think some lawsuits and stuff here and there, but it's like, you know, compared to how much money they generate, it's like nothing. So, but yeah, I mean, you know, he's a fucking business mogul for sure.
Yeah, he's like the richest guy in the world. You know what I mean? Like he's a fucking billionaire.
There are conspiracies though that they have he's the richest public figure in the world.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that there's like I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that like potentially there's like fucking Saudi Arabian, you know, princes and shit like that who are worth even more that you just don't know how much they're worth because it's not public information.
I think that they get these like stats because they're worth that, but they don't have that money. It's not like they have that money in the bank. No, it's all like in stock.
Equity and stuff, yeah.
So like that's why they get that, and then probably like people who are rich and you don't know about them, they probably actually do have that money.
Some of them
in a bank or wherever.
Yeah, like Vladimir Putin. Like how much is that really worth? You know what I mean? Like you know, some people in Saudi Arabia or whatever. Like there's certain people out there that you probably don't even know about that are probably some of the richest people in the world, or maybe even the richest that we wouldn't even know because it's not like public.
It's not disclosed. And then they obviously you know like how much stock they own, so you know how much money they. Right. I think that's where they get that, like that number of like, this motherfucker's got this money, he's worth this much. Yeah. Shit. You don't even know how much money he's got in the bank.
I was gonna say, I wonder if like even with somebody like Jeff Bezos, I wonder if like someone like him has more than their public net worth, where like they got some fucking overseas account, you know, where they like funnel fucking money into.
They might, you know, like see, like I like talking about money, so like some shit that I would do, like they probably doing. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't be totally surprised if that was the case. But yeah, we hit the 2-hour mark. So
yeah, we even talked. We're gonna finish this like a minute ago.
I know, yeah. Kept an hour went by. But dude, I'm not mad at it, bro. That was awesome.
Yeah, we went from like serious to like fucking money.
Yeah.
I like talking about money.
Me too, man. I honestly could talk about investing a lot more. Like I love researching companies.
Yeah, me too. Like since you got me into it, like I've been like reading and trying to find out like about the companies and like how much they make, how much they're gonna make next year.
Yeah.
Like
dude, it's pretty.
You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
It's pretty fascinating. Yeah. It's kind of fun to like research and learn about, especially when it makes you money.
Yeah, like you could literally see it make you money, bro. Like that's one advice if I told like the viewers like you start investing and stuff.
Yeah,
like it's helped me, and I just started like this year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean if you
I already made like some money, so
invest in like the broad market mutual fund, you know, Vanguard, VOO, or VTI is like a good place to start. But again, this is not financial advice. Yeah, and
well, I think
at your
it's
own
good.
risk.
I think it's good.
No, I mean, I definitely do too. I'm just saying, you know, invest at your own risk and don't put money in you can't afford to lose because you never know what's going to happen. But
for sure.
But definitely, investing is a wise decision if you know how to invest wisely. Yeah. And stay disciplined. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. This is another episode of the Food for Thought podcast. This was my guest Nicholas Figueroa. Thank you for joining us. That was fun. I guess we'll catch you guys next time. I'm going to try to start uploading like once a week again, hopefully. So we'll see how well I can stick to that routine. But yeah, man. All right. Peace out, everybody.
See you guys.